What's up, guys? Welcome back to Kind of Funny's Mission Impossible in Review. That's right. We are ranking and reviewing every single movie in the Mission Impossible franchise. I'm Tim Gettys. This is Andy Cortez. Over there, we got Kevin Coelho. And rounding out the group, the master of the plot, Nick Scarpino.
I put an explosive charge in one of your heads.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Are my eyes going to get all crossed? That was
How
fucked up, man.
twisted
Oh
was
my
that?
God.
That was fucking scary.
Just went,
Let's keep showing this for the next
Forever.
7 minutes.
Yeah,
Like, come on, guys. We don't need to see fucking Joffrey and his fucked up eyes anymore.
we needed to see that, though.
Dude, that was
That
fucked
one
up.
we needed to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mission Impossible in Review. You can watch it every Tuesday, 11 a.m., twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames live, or you can watch it later on youtube.com/kindoffunny or roosterteeth.com. You can get the show ad-free by going to patreon.com/kindoffunny or writing in your haiku reviews that we will read later on in the program. You can get the show on podcast services. Just search for Kind of Funny Reviews. We appreciate all of your ratings and your rankings of us, but be nice, please. I need it for my self-esteem. Today's movie is Mission Impossible 3, all right? And I want to let you know that our Patreon producer is David Mindtell, once again.
Yeah.
Making the shows
The
happen.
Mind
Thank you,
Freak.
David. The Mind
Sweet
Freak,
David.
Mindtell. Yeah.
Chris Angel.
What a
Chris
fool. Also,
Angel.
Andy,
No.
shout out to you for the set today.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
looks
you.
What a
good.
glorious look.
Big
you
in
got
the
going
purple,
on.
man.
Big
Thank you,
fan.
man. A little fade.
Big fan.
You're good at your job.
Mission
Thanks, man.
Impossible 3, released on May 5th, 2006. Directed by J.J. Abrams, making his directorial debut.
The team, they brought the whole team in on this, which is important. So it's it's the classic trio of J.J. Abrams, Alex Kurtzman, and Roberto Orsi.
Yeah.
Who are
We'll
responsible
go on
for
to
a
do Star
lot of
Trek.
stuff, including the Star Trek reboot. He went on a tear there. He was like, I'm just going to reboot, not really boot, but like reinvigorate a franchise and then bounce.
Yeah.
And then
Biggity
no
bounce.
one can get me back for the third one until someone screws the second one up royally, and then
So
I'll come
badly.
back for the third one to fix it.
I wonder what you're talking about.
No, nothing in particular.
I don't know.
Nothing in
I don't
particular.
know. But and also the Felicity connections there, where he directed a bunch of episodes of Felicity.
Yeah, Carrie Russell's in
And
this.
We got her and that other dude that was in a bunch of Felicity.
Greg Grunberg.
Yes, exactly.
He's in everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. He must
Including
have.
Force Awakens.
And Star Trek. He had a
Yeah.
cameo role in Star Trek. I don't know what blackmail material he has on J.J. Abrams, but it must be dark.
Or they're just friends.
Or maybe they're friends. I
Yeah.
don't
It's
know.
definitely one of
It
the
never
other.
has to be a
Little of
it
column A,
doesn't
little
always
of
have to
column
be a
B.
bad thing.
Little column A, little column
It's just
B.
funner when it's a bad thing, you
Yeah.
know?
Rookie.
Oh,
I'd give the Rookie of the Year award to J.J. Abrams in 2006.
Like,
Because that's a
what a-
pretty good debut.
This is
What
his
a
first movie.
damn
Yeah.
debut, man.
Yeah.
Like, insanity.
Up against, but I do wonder, right? Because expectations after Mission Impossible 2 were so fucking low for this that it was almost like as if you just make a coherent movie with good action sequences, it'll be by default leaps and bounds better than Mission Impossible 2.
Absolutely. But I feel like
That's all he had to do.
It was more of an accomplishment than that, because that was all he had to do. But I think he took it a step further. And for 2006, we're getting to modern movies.
Oh, no, this
it's
is
now
a-
comparable to things that we see in theaters now. And he did a good job.
And this movie, especially compared to Mission Impossible 2, where it was like, let's just have a lot of really like slow action sequences. He was like, nope, we're not going to have any of that shit. Maybe like 2-3 slow-mo shots this whole movie. Let's keep this fucking thing moving at a clip. All the dialogue's punchy. Lawrence Fishburne has awesome lines. Then we're out. Then we're in the next thing. Then we're next thing. The next thing. Bah, you know. And then the next thing. Bah.
I could not believe how fast this movie went
fast.
for me. Like I had to pause to go to the restroom, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's 30 minutes left."
Yeah.
this has like
The
been going
opposite of
really
Mission
quick.
But it's also one of
Yeah.
those things where they realize everything that came before. There's a really important action sequence midway through where they have to go get the rabbit's foot. And instead of showing him, I'm like, oh God. Like when I first watched this, I'm like, oh God, we're going to fucking go through the building again and cut the laser thing. Nope. They're just in that we cut to the car.
Yeah.
And then we hear, fuck, I can't get to the
I'm
room.
out,
I'm
I'm
coming
out.
over there. And it just, I'm
Yeah.
like, what a great idea.
Totally
We don't
rad.
fucking care. We don't, and that's the whole point of the rabbit's foot is we don't fucking care what
It's
it
like
is.
when
It's
they
a
don't.
MacGuffin. That's
It's like
all
when they
it
don't
is.
show you that race in Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
where
it's
they
like,
just
we
like come
know,
back with the
we
cars.
know,
It's like
yeah.
they
We've
did their
seen it
job.
before. Fill it in. We know. It's
Yeah.
he did the thing and shot a thing and threw out a thing and that was it. We're done.
Yeah.
I really like that they at the end they were just like,
don't tell you what it
"What's
is?
the rabbit foot?" Well, you have to stay. And it's like, "Well, fuck you, I'm out."
fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
fuck you. It doesn't matter.
We'll see how long that
Budget of
lasts.
$150 million. And here's a little fact should you choose to accept them.
I love that.
Theme song you got here.
I got nothing.
Facts, bum, bum.
Facts, bum.
Nick's doing his job.
With a budget of $150 million, this is the most expensive movie ever undertaken by a first-time feature film director. Yeah, I don't
Still
know if
to
that's
this
still
day?
true,
Oh.
but that at least was true up to that point.
Doubtful,
There's
'cause
no
you-
way to find out.
Yeah, doubtful. I'm sure there's a couple people that have decrowned that. But I mean, with J.J. Abrams, man, you got to trust this guy. He had such a great lineage of TV coming into this that it was like, he did a good job with this. That's all I'll say.
I do have a feeling that like this was the director's, or this was like the extended cut, and the Abrams cut is missing the line of Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Because I have a feeling that like, do you think that when the movie came out, they were like, Abrams saw this and was like, fuck, I thought we were cutting that. Like, maybe we should have cut that.
That and the last shot where they're like, that last scene is so fucking bad
nice.
and out of place.
No,
Nah, it wasn't that bad,
great.
but it wasn't very good either.
No, in the background where Luther's like, yeah.
Well, because the whole
No,
company,
no,
it was
that was
it
so
was
out of
like,
place
hey,
and out of
company
tone
party,
of the
company
movie.
engagement party.
Yeah, they
It was
got
nice.
married. They got married.
Fucking, why do you hate love? Who hurt you?
I'm with you,
Barrett. Who hurt you?
A box office of $397.8 million and a runtime of 2 hours and 25 minutes. A lot of minutes there.
Yeah.
That sounds wrong. 2 hours.
No,
and
2 hours
5
and 5 minutes, yeah.
2 hours and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard doing math sometimes.
Yeah, no,
you
math
know?
is math.
2 hours, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
As always, we're
125
avoiding
minutes.
future spoilers for this franchise. But now, Nick, let's get to the plot.
This movie kicks off with a bang.
Plot.
I forgot to say.
Greg is missing!
Ladies and gentlemen, I put an explosive device in your head. Does that sound familiar? We open up, and we find Ethan Hunt in a bad situation, strapped to a chair. They like shocked him to wake him up, and he is fucked up. And we see our bad guy, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Owen Davian is the name of the character, and first off, I was like, shout out to Philip Seymour Hoffman, R.I.P. Because as a bad guy.
He's so
not
good.
an imposing person.
One of
but
the best
such
to
a
do it,
fucking
man.
good actor that you're like, this dude's fucking
One of the
intense.
best to fucking
And he's
do it.
he's asking about this rabbit's foot. Where's the rabbit's foot? And Tom Cruise doesn't understand. I gave you the rabbit's foot. What's going on? Audience, we're confused too. What the fuck's happening? And he goes, I'm gonna shoot this woman in the head if you don't tell me what's up. And we get that Tom Cruise really likes this woman because it cuts and it's Michelle Monaghan and she's like, I don't want to get shot in the head. And Tom Cruise is like, I don't want to get shot. And what I love about this is he uses. In the span, he goes, I'm going to count to 10. And in the span of 10 seconds, he uses every like technique you could possibly use to like convince. He gets mad. He's like, I'm going to go. And then finally, at the very, very end, after he shoots her in the leg, and he realizes this guy's fucking serious and he's about to shoot the love of his life, he just gets real for a second. And he's like, listen. And he starts crying. He's like, I want to help you, but you got to do the right thing. I want to give you what you want, but you got to do the right thing. And it just goes 10. Bah. Pounce, pounce, pounce,
Yes,
pounce,
it
pounce. And it's
does,
like,
dude.
but no Limp Bizkit shit. They're like, get this out of here.
Fucking drum line.
Look, guys,
edition.
we can keep the Limp Bizkit shit on the drive back from McDonald's. Not in this movie, all right?
Not in this movie, man.
When we drove back from McDonald's, we rocked that
we
shit,
crushed
dude.
it.
We did.
We also
did.
played the Metallica song too. But I mean, and this is a no nonsense fucking Mission Impossible. We are not fucking around here, ladies and gentlemen. If you see a pigeon, shoot the fucking thing. Nothing. We're not doing slow mo in this. This is gonna fucking move along at
see
a
a
fast pace,
pigeon.
and boom. It's done, right? The credits
Yeah,
done. We open
yeah.
the fridge.
So in the credits, a stupid little fun fact: one of the 5 percussionists in the orchestra, which did the film score, was Emil Richards, who 30 years ago played bongos. Well, I guess more than that. Played bongos on the original Mission Impossible theme song.
And by the way, I love that the bongos creep up a little bit here and there, like just a little bit when he's doing spy stuff.
Shout out to the fucking score in
it's
this
great.
movie because it's the first time they actually incorporate the theme just into just random
Yeah.
parts without
So
it just
good.
being the like main thing.
They do it so
And,
great in Fallout.
it's the same guy that did the Star Trek theme, and like you can kind of get the same hints of the same type of.
Oh, is it Michael Giacchino?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so freaking good.
he's
man.
great.
What a master.
Well, we open up the fridge and guess what? Julia's alive. So I guess that bullet didn't do as much. No, it's a flashback. That was the
flashback.
future. Now we're in the past, and we're at an engagement party, and it's Ethan's engagement party, and Julia and he are very, very happy. And she goes, "Hey, watch out for my brother because he's gonna get really, really hammered, and he's gonna start taking his clothes off and expose himself again, and that's what got him in trouble the first time. That's why he can't go near schools." And he's like, "Don't worry about it. I got your brother. It's all good."
Who's my brother?
Well, we're gonna get to that in a
bitch.
second. Yeah, exactly. A very young Aaron Paul.
Yeah, very
And at
young.
first, I wrote later because I had to go back and watch the beginning of this because I was eating Taco Bell when I watched this, so I couldn't take notes. So I went back and watched. And I went back and when we saw him later, I was like, "Oh, it's an Aaron Paul impersonator." And then I went back and watched. I'm like, "Oh no, that's Aaron Paul."
Yeah.
He's just so young. So young and so beautiful. But before we see that, of course, we get Greg Grunberg, who's like, "So what do you do?" And Ethan's like, "I work for the Department of Transportation," and then proceeds to tell a story that makes me wet. I'm just like, I would fuck this guy. And then it cuts to the 2 women that he's talking to, and they're like, "Yeah,
I would
we'd fuck
fuck
him
this
too."
guy.
And Greg Grunberg trying to snooze, and they're like, "Hey, no,
He's
we'd
fucking
fuck
cool,
him.
yeah.
See him? We fought you bad, big boy. You bad. Anyway.
Jesus, why?
Well, it was just
why
like,
did you have to-
fuck you, Greg Grunberg. Like, why are you trying to call out Ethan because he works for the Department of Transit? Like,
It's a boring job.
It's an important thing.
It's a boring job.
You ever driven in L.A.?
They haven't
Sucks.
figured it out.
No, they
Clearly,
haven't.
they're not good at
They
their
need
job.
Let's see. So Julia's in the kitchen with her friends. They're talking about Ethan, and he reads their lips, which is kind of creepy a little bit.
Very
But
creepy. That whole scene was
build
creepy,
up, dude.
and it's obvious for it, but it was
Yeah.
like it's not good build up. It's just like, oh, this
It's
is
to
gonna
show
happen
you
later.
the IMF training.
But
Yeah.
which is cool, and I like the idea of lip sync
Right.
or lip reading. But like, it was creepy. It was
a little
just creepy.
And upon watching it twice, I'm like, it is creepy. But it gives us, of course, the part where she goes, they're talking, and she's like, what was the lake name? And he just calls out Watika, Lake Watika, or whatever it was. Just, and they're like, how did he hear us? Has he been listening the whole time?
Yeah.
Is he creepy? He's
Creepy
creepy.
peepee.
He's a little creepy. Then we see the young Aaron Paul come up, hammered, exposing himself. He's super excited.
Didn't expose himself.
No, well, I thought maybe that was the director's cut. The phone rings, and it is Ready Travel Resort Services. We'd like to offer you a chance to win an all-expense paid trip to Mexico. But the voice sounds familiar, and that's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's one Billy Crudup from Almost Famous. Almost Famous. Great Cameron Crowe movie. You guys need to read a book occasionally. Ethan throws out the ice and then walks over and says, I like this part. He's like, oh, fuck, I got to take the call. Walks out, throws out the ice, comes back.
It was a nice little
It's a nice
touch.
little touch.
Yeah.
I felt like they built a much more believable world in
Oh,
this
yeah.
one. They made an attempt at doing that. So little things like that, I was like, all right, good for you.
But there's also some things where it's like,
Oh yeah, totally.
you just
There's a lot of crazy shit that happens in
yeah.
this.
Suddenly
But-
he has everything he needs, and it's like, all right, we'll assume that they already had this sort of thing.
All right, you know what? Pump the brakes on that because we're getting there.
brakes.
Walks over to Michelle Monahan. I got to go to 7-Eleven for some ice. Also for maybe a Slurpee or a coffee and a cigarette.
Maybe a
Nick used to
Snickers,
do when
hot
he was
fries.
cool.
And then I appreciate
When
they actually
Kevin,
like
like,
go to a
so cool,
7-Eleven and they actually have the ding dong
Straight up
going
7-Eleven.
in. I'm like, good
right?
for you.
There, of course, he meets Musgrave, who was played by Billy Crudup, who I loved. Again, in Almost Famous. Great movie. You guys should watch it. It's based on.
It's a good movie. I saw
Great
it.
movie. And he's like, listen, man. Congratulations on the engagement. He's like, hey, you should have come. He's like, hey, motherfucker, you should have invited me. And he's like, so you know I can't because, I hate you guys.
What's up, man?
Are you guys doing something fun this weekend? Can I come?
Nah, I'm not doing anything, dude.
Okay.
You're
Well,
going,
he tells
you're going
him
to New York.
What? You want to come? Is that hang out? He tells him about Agent Ferris. Said, hey, there's something wrong with her. She was following. Says she got lost in an op. Somebody stole her, and we need you to help her. We're gonna go get her back tomorrow morning. And if you want to come, you're invited to the party. And he's like, you got good people for that. I don't do this anymore. I train people now because I got a real ass life and a real ass wife. And he goes, okay, well, you know what? That's cool, but we're leaving tomorrow morning. And if you want, well, when you go back to the engagement party, take some pictures. And he taps the Kodak, and we rack zoom to this Kodak disposable camera, which will show you the time because I don't think they sell these things anymore.
Also, shout out to the time where 2006, pretty much the last year movies really featured phones that weren't iPhones.
Yep.
Yeah.
And smartphones. So they all have flips. And it's like, wow, this is such
It's
a
old.
At
Like,
one point, he has a
last
Nokia too.
moment.
Like it's just like technology, man.
Yeah,
It's gone
made in,
places.
the movie was obviously being filmed like in 2004, right,
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
So he, of course, buys the camera, takes it home, and we get what I thought was cool, where he looks into the lens and it scans his eye, and then we're seeing like the little shitty like lens inside there, and it's giving a mission briefing by Billy Crudup. It says, look, Agent Ferris, who's played by Kerry Russell, was following. She was sent to follow this guy named Owen Davian, who is a black market arms dealer, or black market dealer rather, and she went missing. And then a couple like days later, we tracked. Somehow we saw the license plate of this car at an angle of roughly 89 degrees to it. It doesn't matter. We know that this this is the baller car that Owen Davian is associated with, and she's tracking him. And then we saw them pull a body out. We think it's her. And they use the word derelict factory.
They did,
which I thought was a good use. I was like, good use of the word
I'm Owen
derelict.
Davian.
Owen
At this
Davian.
point, did they know what he looked like?
Yes, they know what he looks. So we see a picture of him.
Got it.
And apparently this guy is a fucking ghost. He is a ghost.
But they
Except
know
have
what
a
this
picture of
ghost
him.
looks like.
They got a
That's
picture of him,
interesting.
but they can't find him. That's the problem. And she was supposed to track him down. I wrote down the
Check the Ghost of Christmas Past.
Let's see.
Yeah, I missed that they
Just
knew
Scrooge,
what
right?
he looks like because later on when he's in the agency and they're like asking him, like they're talking about him, briefing him, and they're like, he's a ghost.
Right.
I was like, oh, they don't know
no
what
idea. They have to find him.
And so when we get to that next scene later, I was
Vatican.
like, well, how do they know what he looks
They
like?
just know. It's
No,
like,
they had a picture. They had a
interesting.
picture of him in the beginning.
Got it.
She was
That's what I
tracking him, so she was sent to track him and basically surveil him, and figure out like what his next deal was. So they kind of knew him, but they have a hard time. He's mercurial. We have a hard time tracking this guy down. Except we know
Good
where he's
use
going
of
to
the
be.
word, Nick.
You know what
That
I mean?
was awesome.
Do you know
It's
the
not a
word?
right. it's not a-
Mercurial?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just sort of like come in and out of existence, sort of like you're just kind of like a little
Fancy
floating.
learning stuff today.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find Lindsey and bring her home. Normally, by the way, we disavow her, but we can't take that chance because we want to get close to this guy Owen Davian, and we don't know why. He's just a black arms market dealer. It doesn't matter. We want him. We want him, right? I've already assembled a team of the best looking human beings on the planet for you, and thank God for that.
Thank God
because they
for
got
that.
Jonathan Rhys-Meyers and Maggie Q, and I would watch those two have sex all night.
Yeah.
Just
Jesus
all night.
Christ,
true.
Nicholas.
Oh my God,
Can Luca be involved too?
Oh yeah, tie me up in
Yeah.
the corner. We're both tied in the corner.
Yo, how is he
I'm
just
pretty
getting
fucking
better
far
looking
from being
in these
okay.
movies?
Ving Rhames is a bad motherfucker.
Like, I
That's
swear to
why.
God, he's Benjamin Buttoning in these films.
He just got more fit. He was like, "Oh, this is gonna be my shit. I'm making
Yeah.
some money off of this." So there you go. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds, and probably maybe get it the fuck away from your eyeball.
Dude,
is another thing. I
Great
would say.
effect. I actually really liked how that looked with the
smoke
when it
shooting
just
out?
like the smoke out. I was like, oh, that looks tight.
Are they ever going to move the point where they can just delete the cards?
It's not fun.
Right?
No,
Wouldn't
it's
that
gotta explode.
I just feel like that's more practical.
It's not visual.
What if he was
when
around people?
When I had to throw a hard drive out, what did you tell me? Put a hole in it.
No, you were like, how do I destroy this properly? And I was like, well, I guess the way you're supposed to is put a hole in it. And you're like,
So we put 2 holes in it.
So you fucked it.
Fucked it like a mango.
Jesus
I just
Christ.
fucked that thing in mango.
I really don't like that.
So Ethan, of course, is like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. And then he goes to sleep at night and hears, "Am I ready? Am I ready?" And then boom, wakes up. Right, nightmare fuel. Shit. And you don't know what the relationship is with her. No, we don't know what's going
Yeah.
on. But his wife's sleeping right next to him, like fiance sleeping right. And he pops out and he's like, "I got to go to a conference tomorrow. Don't bother suspecting anything. This is not at all. I work for the Department of Transit and I got called away on an emergency
the middle of
conference
the
in
night.
Houston." She's like, "All
all
right,
good.
fuck you." Like whatever. And then of course we get a cut. And we get the military drums again, and Ethan's on another Triumph motorcycle.
Yeah.
And when I first saw this, I was like, please, God, don't let there be any goddamn motorcycle fights. I do not want to watch another motorcycle fight. But he parks it, and he gets off, and we see his team for the first time. And it's Ving Rhames, Maggie Q, and Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, who are just all, thank God they actually cast these characters and gave them something to do. They're quasi-memorable. That's good. And he's like, "Don't worry, Ethan, we're going to get the girl, or have you forgotten how good we are?" And it's like, fucking baller. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
fucking go. Then we cut to Berlin, Germany, where Ethan, running around by himself, because he needed the exercise, I guess, just setting up badass gun turrets. Like the turrets they set up in the director's cut of Aliens, where they're like, you're not going to see these in the theaters, but when you watch it 20 years later, you're like, it's fucking cool. I should have left that in.
Yeah.
I really should have left that in.
Wow, it was just like that, yeah.
Extraneous, but cool, right?
I got a clarification question.
Sure.
Here when it comes to Luther's character in the first movie, he was
The
just
hacker.
He was a hacker, but also he was just kind of like, wasn't he a bad guy?
No, he was
He
disavowed.
was disavowed. He got caught.
So he fucked up
Got
mission,
it.
got caught.
He fucked up.
Okay, so
and
now he's back though. So now he's just in.
Yeah, this is
MIF or
like a
whatever,
very
IMF.
it's one strike and you're out with the IMF. So if you fuck up, you're gone. They don't
then
care
you can
about you
come back.
anymore.
Yeah.
But you just know that. Well, yeah, you come back.
Well, like,
or they send an
yeah.
entire team after you and Carrie Russell's. They were not supposed to send a team after her, but they sent a team after her anyway.
He's like ludicrous in Fast and Furious.
Got it.
Well,
Luther.
there's a good reason why they sent a good team,
Luther.
a team after
Thank you, Randy.
Carrie Russell.
Yeah, we don't know that
we'll
yet,
get
but we'll
later.
get to that
Yeah.
eventually. The turrets also have infrared scopes that spot all the tangos. I like to use the word tango because it reminds me of Rainbow
dude,
Six.
Nick, you're killing it today with the words.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, tangos. It's
Derelict.
cool. Derelict.
Fucking
Want to
Mercurial.
derelict my ass.
Jesus Christ.
Zoolander. Great film.
Okay.
Derelict my ass.
Got it.
Yeah.
Great film. Ethan runs real fast into the factory, and Luther takes this opportunity because Ethan's got a good 15 seconds or so before he has to start setting magnetic bombs everywhere. Tell him, listen, man, I don't think this whole marriage thing is a great idea. We really can't have that kind of life. And he's like, dude, I don't do this shit anymore. I don't go out in the field anymore.
Right.
And Luther's like, you're currently setting up bombs in a derelict factory in Berlin, Germany. I think you're working the field. And we're like, yeah, he's got a good point. Luther's got a good
Yeah.
point. But it doesn't matter because Luther's got this, like, the cool thing that if Kevin were Luther, Kevin would have this, where he goes into the van, it's 18 of the ball mouses. And he starts doing all of the turrets at the same time. And I'm like, maybe just 2 would be fine because you have 2 hands. But he's like, I'm going to have 8.
Yeah, dude, fuck
8.
yeah, man.
It doesn't matter.
It was cool though.
I would have definitely had 2. I would have been able to switch from them.
Exactly.
You know?
Kevin would have had a switch. that none of us would understand. So if we had to take over the van, we'd be like,
Yeah.
Bear would
just gonna-
understand.
I'm not
gonna
using
do
it.
it.
Bear would
But then
press buttons correctly.
one of the ball things like accidentally turned on the car, and then like one
Yeah.
of them turned into like 4-wheel
No,
drive.
no, no. What
It's like,
happens is like,
no, no, wait, what's going on?
one of the ball things accidentally changes the background to a second to a PC window, and then your
VLC player pops up.
VLC player just pops up real quick. Ethan spots the con room and says, "I got 2 tangos," and then we cut over to Maggie
Too
Q,
many
who is
tangos.
too many tangos, who's welding through the building security electrical system so she can shut off the power or whatever. And she's got a nice little back and forth with Jonathan Rhys Meyers, who's like, "Hey, he's like exit in 2 minutes," and Rhys Meyers is like, "Copy. All I do is copy." Like he's just like, they don't give me anything fun to do, which is kind of a little nod to like
Fun,
the
yeah.
other characters, and the other ones are like they never fucking get to do anything.
The Australian guy.
But Maggie Q has the funny line where she's like, "I got 2 minutes," or she's like, "It's gonna take me 2 minutes," which means you're gonna give me 1 minute. A little too self-aware for me, but whatever, doesn't matter. Ethan blows the bombs, and Luther. Okay, so yeah, he goes, "Okay, cool. Get out in 2 minutes." Looks over, sees Carrie Russell, and goes, "Cool, we got her. I want exfiltrate in 2 minutes." And I'm gonna blow this shit now. And he blows the bombs that he set up, these cool magnetic bombs. We don't really know it's magnetic yet until the final scene, which is really, really cool. And then Luther, for some reason, just hellfire.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hellfire
That's what
on
you
this
gotta
building.
do. That's what you gotta do,
Complete
man.
chaos.
Take everyone fucking
Terrifying.
out.
Just 50 cal. Just
Everywhere.
Swiss cheesing this derelict factory. Derelict factory. Ethan, of course, goes over and saves Carrie, but she's all fucked up. And so he hits her with he's like, "This is going to hurt. You're going to feel this."
Yeah.
And hits her with a shot of adrenaline to the heart. And she pops up, and then they start running and gunning, man. They have the great slow-mo scene where she's like, "Give me a gun," and he throws her the gun, and as she grabs it, she twirls around and starts hammering people,
Really?
right? And then they get up and they do the cool
And
Mission
immediately
Impossible
I'm just
scene.
like, oh, this is what Mission Impossible 2 was trying
Supposed
to
to do,
do.
yes.
And
Yeah.
it failed.
It failed
But this
categorically.
succeeded.
And we don't get too much of it, right? But we do get a spot where like she's like moving and they're communicating
Yeah.
like a team, and you can tell that
They work together.
She is a person that at some point he trained, or like, yeah, they're on the same team. And they have one of the cool shots that I like is like it's stalling up quick and they cross each other. So they're shooting at different, like doing the back and forth shooting and like, oh, that's fucking cool, whatever. And then they get pinned down and she's like, "I'm out." And she's like, do you have any bullets? He's like, "I got enough." And we get a slow mo and he
he
pops
does.
up, boom. And that one last bullet apparently in the cartridge is like the super bullet because it shot that motherfucker through the stratosphere.
Well, Nick, it's like in the 3-point contest where like the last ball is a special ball. That's very similar to this, where like the last bullet is made out of like fucking titanium vibranium.
Titanium vibranium.
Titanium vibranium.
Yeah, dude.
But
That's
it
what's
looked
gonna
cool, and
defeat
that moment
Thanos.
was so
It did
cool when
look
he
cool.
looks like, cause she asks him and he looks at his thing like, and he's counting his bullets.
Right.
You're like, oh shit, like
He's
what's he
low.
about to? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely low, and he shoots and he's like, got him, and it's
He's
like,
like, nah, I'm out.
oh, so cool.
Meanwhile, Maggie
Bullet weighed
Q
4 tons.
What I liked about this was everyone actually had a job. Like Maggie Q's job was to just like come in and get whatever intel she could possibly get on Owen Davian. And so she walks into she goes into the comm room that we saw and looks over. And I thought this was a cool scene. Like she's starting to gather shit, looks over and a guy drops a grenade. She just goes, "Fuck," and like jumps out the window as it blows her out the window. And you're like, oh, she dead. But she's not dead.
No,
she can't
no,
fucking
no,
kill
she's
Maggie
still
Q.
alive.
Kidding me?
Maggie
You ever
Q,
seen
dude.
Nikita? Fucking great show. Great show.
Oh, Nikita.
Yeah, Nikita.
Oh god, I remember that. On like on USA, right?
No.
But I think they would show it on USA, like La Femme Nikita, right?
It's based on that, yeah.
Oh, I see.
It's based on La Femme Nikita, which
Got
was a Luc Besson movie that then got turned into Point of No Return with Bridget Fonda. That was not a very good movie, and then they made it into a show called Nikita, and she was Nikita.
That was
And
on
then
Fox, right?
I can't forget what it was
That
on.
sounds
It was on
That was
Fox.
Dark Angel.
But it was also on what's his name? Friend of the show, Casper was in it.
Van Dien.
Devin Sawa.
Devin
Casper
Sawa
Van
was in
Dien.
it, yeah.
Oh.
He's awesome. Yeah, that's a really, really good show. Really, really good show.
CW.
Wow, yeah, it's got good
CW.
ratings too.
It's on Netflix. It's fucking great.
Huh.
Great
All
show.
right.
It has no. It's one of those CW shows where you're like, this has no business being as good as
Yeah.
it is. It's really good, really dark, really fucked up. Anyway, back to it. Maggie Q's not dead. She runs in and grabs what's left of the hard drive, and then she has no problem exiting this building whatsoever.
Well, she just doesn't she like dive out of a window and then just jump down a couple more
just
floors?
jumps a couple things.
There was like a
And then
weird
lands.
cut there where like the glass was kind of messed up, so they didn't want her like obviously climbing over the glass. It was weird.
But either way, Ethan's like, we got to get out of this building. We can't just jump because I got you. So I'm going to rappel down. But before I do, I'm just going to wanted bend the fucking bullet. Like I'm going to throw this magnetized bomb.
So
and it
cool.
went zank. And I'm like, that was fucking cool.
It was
Yeah.
rad.
I like that he just magically threw it on the it was gas, right? Because it lands and it's like
gas
it says
pipe.
gas
Yeah.
something on it, and it's like
Which is cool. I mean, Ethan's a pro. He hasn't lost a step. he's still in it. You know, he can get back in the field whenever he wants to.
I want to give a shout out to Tom Cruise because I was talking a lot of shit last week. I'm like, does he ever stop being like really fucking weird? He stopped being really fucking weird. He's creepy and has some moments, but like whatever, that's writing. But I feel like his acting and his character, I'm like, I finally believe that you're just you are a badass and I believe in you.
Oh yeah,
this is the first
and
movie
it only gets better, big dog.
Oh, let's go.
This is the first movie where we see the weird running that he does.
Shout
later
out
in
to
the
his
movie.
fucking running, dude.
It's
Dude, no,
if I see
love
someone
that shot.
coming at me like that, I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop, be like, hey, look, you got me. Please don't hurt me.
Tom Cruise likes two things: doing his own stunts and running.
Fucking running.
Oh my
fucking
god, he
loves to
runs
run.
so much in the later
Speaking
movies.
of him doing his own stunts, it's not a fucking surprise. He did a lot of his own stunts in this movie. This movie, he got hurt a lot less than the previous two movies, which is good. Still managed to crack a couple of his ribs when he turned his upper torso too quickly.
Yeah, that happens.
What?
I've done that.
Wow.
I've
cracked
cracked a
ribs?
rib pooping before.
He's an old fogey, the calcium.
Calcium's breaking down.
Only Tom fucking Cruise could do that shit.
Dude, he
you
does
know?
some crazy shit in this. There's a scene later that we'll talk about where he runs out of the top of a building and like jumps down, and it's not that hard of a stunt, but it's like, oh shit, he fucking did that. Like, camera's just on him. And my wife brought this up. We were watching it, and she was like, it's so cool when they can do their own stunts because they don't have to cut 500 times.
Yeah.
You can just be in that moment
Yeah.
with
Let it
them.
happen, man.
Let the scene breathe,
Yeah.
and you actually get excited because you're like, oh, he might fall. Oh, he didn't fall.
Is
That's
he-
cool.
is
It's
he part
actual
of the-
real performance.
Is he part of the stuntmen?
Oh, yeah.
Guild? Yeah.
Stunt union is a stunt union.
Stunt union.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Oh yeah,
It's
you
a
had to be.
union. Okay.
Yeah, you actually legally have to be in order to get insured.
That's
for this
really
shit.
cool.
I have no idea how he gets insured for these things. I have to imagine them
think-
just like, you're fuck this. Because I mean, he almost shut down Mission Impossible 6.
Yeah.
Because that stunt where he broke his foot.
I
Which
think
is great, but not worth it. I'm like,
I
that's
think in
not
one
worth
of
that
the
stunt.
movies he had to put up money himself.
I guarantee he's
'Cause-
got to, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's a producer.
In Mission Impossible 7, they're going to throw him into a volcano.
Yeah, this is, by the way, important to note that this is Cruz Wagner. So I think
Yeah.
this is when he started. I don't know if he produced the first two,
didn't.
but I think this is when he and Paula Wagner started collaborating. She used to be his agent, and then they went in together. And Cruz Wagner is their production company. I think it's not that. I don't think it exists anymore. I think it's like Skydance or something else. Anyway, long story short, he goes down, blows up another thing, and they're on top.
totally wrong.
What?
Cruise Wagner did also do 1 and 2.
Did he do one too?
Yeah.
Yeah. They are. I was gonna say something. It doesn't matter. They're on top of the van. Luther's like, let's get the fuck out of here. And they go, and then they get to the helicopter.
Felt like the top of the van thing was a little unnecessary.
It was
Like,
way unnecessary.
As
It
it was
was way
happening, I was just
unnecessary.
like, why?
Just getting
They
like,
didn't have
that's
enough
just
time to
extra.
jump down and go in before the thing exploded, but it definitely felt like that's enough suspense, you know?
Yeah.
It's a lot. They want J.J. Abrams likes to keep the action going. We're in the action scene, and there's not action happening every 5 seconds. We failed. We're on the thing. They get off. Maggie, he goes, hey, go get the fucking van. Maggie, he goes, I got it. Puts a bomb on the van. They get in the helicopter, starts to take off, look over. Ooh, really scary helicopter coming toward them.
real scary helicopter.
This
so they-
scene was awesome.
is awesome.
The whole thing was awesome.
Right? So they take off, and the guy, and then Bing Ramsey goes, I know. I got a great idea. As the helicopter comes, we'll blow up the van. No problem, helicopter. Boom. Van blows up. Fuck that. You can't take this helicopter down. This is a scary helicopter.
Yeah.
Comes
Well,
out of the fucking fire.
I think he just timed it too early.
A little too
Because it
early.
was just going through fire as opposed to like a blast, which might have
Yeah.
like
Those things are hard
pushed
to
in
time.
and,
you know?
like-
But, I mean,
did he press
those
it?
things are
or-
hard to time. Kevin.
Did he press it or did it have like I think it was on a timer?
It might have been on a timer.
Yeah, I think it was
Because
on
it
a
had
Anyway,
a whole bunch of shit on it.
It was supposed to be cool. We were like, oh, the audience, wow, it's cool. It's going to take out this chopper. Wow, no, fuck
Yeah.
you. The chopper can't be taken down. I made armor and metal and steel and all sorts of cool
And then
shit.
what a great set piece,
Titanium,
because you
vibranium.
see that happen and it's like, oh, this is already cool because helicopter chases pretty fucking cool. Explosion, cool. Then it's like, oh, they're gonna fucking race and do a chase scene through those windmills.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hell
Cool,
yeah,
cool.
man.
Yeah.
And like at one point, one of the windmills gets like snapped and goes and lands
So
like there's
cool.
sheep below him. You're like, and you get the sense of how big the fucking thing is. Lots of stuff's happening here. We're getting chased by missiles are happening. Jonathan Rhys-Meyers proving his fucking metal as a pilot because we didn't give him shit to do before. He's not copying anymore. Now you're
Yeah,
leading.
he's got
Yeah.
something to do now.
He's
yeah.
fucking good.
He has a great line where he like dodges one of the missiles.
And he's
it's
like, "That's your only
"All right,
one?"
Yeah, we only get one when we can dodge like that. The rest won't
that
be
was luck.
that
Like,
easy.
we
yeah.
fucked up. Like, I want you guys to know I'm not that good. That thing I just missed. Like, he's not gonna miss again. Okay,
That's his
so
bad.
fucking Maggie Q gets sucked out of the thing, and then all of a sudden,
Just hanging on by like a briefcase. It's like, well, what?
Oh, I forgot to mention before we got on the airplane, Kerry Russell gets a headache. So, oh god, I can't. What's happening? My fucking head, my head. And he's like, we don't have time for you to have a fucking headache right now, Carrie Russell.
Chill, Carrie Russell.
Get on the chopper, right? So, but then
He
he's
did say that. Which one? I was
get on
like,
the chopper.
fuck
Let's
yeah.
get to the chopper, right? And he's like, we got to figure out something's wrong with her head, right?
Yeah.
Maybe, and he scans his cool little tricorder from Star Trek, and he scans her head and realizes there's a bomb in her fucking head, and he gets the bright idea: give me the defibrillator, right? And now, if I were the person who had to use this defibrillator, little piece of feedback for them, okay? Maybe just keep it charged. Why does it have to charge for 60 seconds? In 60 seconds, someone's dead.
Somebody's gone in
Yeah,
60
but
seconds.
you can't just keep a charge on something.
Nicolas Cage.
I would.
But yeah,
No, what I'm saying is
out of battery.
he puts it. It's like, pew. Okay, it's gonna take 60 seconds.
I think that's
Meanwhile,
how they
this person's
actually work.
dying. This person's dead. They're dead.
Yeah.
It's 60 seconds. They've been dead for 60 seconds. They're pearly white gates. God, Mom, I haven't seen you for 20
Yeah.
years. What's going on? This conversation started. She's guilt tripping you.
Racist
Why didn't you ever have
grandpas.
kids? You're like,
Yeah.
Mom, I didn't fucking come to heaven to fucking have this conversation. Right, we're back. Oh, thank God. I'm never dying. You start killing people so you go to hell so you don't have to see your mom.
Another moment of, like,
Christ.
of what I was talking about, where it's like just unnecessary to have him on the top of the van. It was unnecessary to have
Maggie Q get sucked out.
Fall out, yeah.
and then to have a bunch of dialogue that essentially boils down to hold on. It's like, what else is she gonna do?
Yeah, she ain't gonna let go.
So when she found out the briefcase that she grabbed was the EKG, right?
Yeah.
And she accidentally discharged it getting back in. So
that what it was?
Yeah, because like they had to wait another 30
I
seconds.
didn't know
No,
that.
I didn't realize that. I
I
thought it was
think
just
it
like the
happened
world's
so
Yeah,
longest
because I think it
defibrillator.
was 30 seconds that,
That
it
makes
had
sense.
to
Okay,
wait.
well, that
Maggie's
seems a little
fault.
bit more reasonable.
It was, and at that point I'm like, is Maggie doing this on purpose?
Maggie fucked
No.
up.
Were they
Even if
planning
she
to put
did.
a bomb on the thing? I was like, huh?
Maggie Q's so lovely. Just let her fucking kill
doing
people.
her
It doesn't
thing,
matter.
man.
So we're charged, and we get the last little scene where he goes through the wind thing, and the attack helicopter's just a little too slow. Bam! Fucking destroys it. Jonathan Rhys-Meyers high fives himself, because I would. I'd be like,
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
fucking awesome.
It
I'm
gets
like,
cut in
"You're
half
awesome."
so easily,
right?
Like, and no momentum. It just like boop.
Yep.
Like,
Gone. Hello. Things, the defibrillator hits to 0%. We're ready to fucking rock. 100%. We're ready to rock and roll. We're good. Clear. And we just hear that.
So satisfying.
And it is the most horrifying thing that could possibly happen to a human being, I think, in my opinion.
Doesn't she say something to him?
Oh, well, beforehand, she said, I missed another beat. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm going real fast. In the thing, while they were running, she goes, I need you to turn your comm off because I have a message just for you. Just for you. And he's like, we're in a fucking gunfight right
Yeah.
now. Like, we'll talk
I
about
can't
this
even
later.
hear you. Like, there's gunfire.
Right? And then she says something. I forget what she says to him in here. She says something like, Ethan, like, I don't know. And he was like, we're going to save you. Don't worry about it. Bah. Now, one eyeball's looking this way, and the other one's just sort of slowly sagging down this way. And like one's like
bloodshot.
they just bloodshot. It is terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Gruesome, man.
You
Right?
do not want this to
Yeah,
happen
she
to
looked
you.
like King Joffrey, straight up.
And
Yeah,
what's amazing
it
is
looks
I'm
just
like,
King Joffrey.
you could tell they sat in a room. And they were like, what if her head explodes? No, that's too crazy. What if it just,
yeah.
and that's it.
And one twisted eye.
That's really scary. And then
Let me hold her and let me still see that fucked up eye.
Fucking don't.
Like, at least just do
close the eyes.
do it. Yeah,
Close
do her
eyes.
the
Do
courtesy
thing they
of
do when
like.
they close the eyes. You know what I mean?
Jesus
Do the thing
Christ.
where they close the eyes.
It was so
Your hands
gross.
are so cold.
And her
know.
mouth. you know,
It made
mouth
like
was
that
open.
the kind of like very sad moment that was supposed to be like, oh my god, he clearly lost somebody that's like close to him. You're just looking at the fucking eye the whole time, like, ugh.
But I think with the conversation where she was just like, "Thank you, Ethan." I think that's what she says right before she dies. I felt like that was a really like high, like emotional moment, and then the poof.
I thought
like,
it was so
fuck,
beautifully
that's
handled
so
because I
fucked.
didn't expect her to die.
No.
Yeah.
You know, like that was definitely like we're kicking ass, we're getting through all the obstacles, and then when that happens, I was like, all right, this is right.
It was like the first movie where they kill off the team, but it didn't take fucking forever to have that team die.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Do you think somewhere Philip Seymour Hoffman was like, "No"?
yeah, I do. I really do. I do. He was like,
Wait,
Oh,
the helicopter?
No,
got-
because it takes 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, so he
2
did it
minutes.
earlier.
Yeah, he did it earlier.
It
Or
might have just happened earlier.
Because
When they got on the helicopter, he was like,
once they do it, that's when the pain starts
Yeah.
coming.
Right.
You're like, oh, fucking. You could tell it's like a really high pitch, like sound. It's just
she's like, "You guys don't hear that?" And it was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, this is terrifying."
yeah.
that's terrifying.
Andy, can you make that noise again for me?
No, I can't do it
You
right now.
just sound like some sort of dinosaur.
Ethan goes home and hugs Michelle Monaghan, and she was like, "What the fuck happened at that conference in Houston? Like, what is going?" He's
Great
like, "Oh
conference.
man, I
You
fucking
need to
killed
trust
some
me,
people."
man. You just need
Yeah,
to
you gotta trust me.
me.
At this point, I'd be like, I don't trust you.
Yeah, something's wrong.
You need to tell me what's up because you're freaking me the fuck out.
Like, are you fucking someone else? I hope you're fucking someone
Yeah,
else.
I hope-
Because
I mean,
whatever else
he-
you're doing is worse.
Because either you're fucking someone else
definitely-
or you're a serial killer. That's what you are.
But he could have definitely been like, oh, hey, while I was at the conference, I found out that my friend died. Easy solution, you know?
Yeah.
Just bring home like Carrie Russell's dead body. Like, just don't worry about me.
eyes.
Just trust me.
And then
Don't
we
look at her eye. Don't look at her eye.
She's asleep.
Man, then we cut to good old Morpheus himself. We're in a conference room with fucking Morpheus, and we don't know if it's the Matrix or not, but shout out to fucking Lawrence Fishburne because he is not happy in this.
Oh, no.
Everyone is fucking sloppy. You let someone on you didn't scan their head, which I guess is standard
So
protocol
cool.
to scan someone's
You could've
head before
killed
you get an
everybody.
head.
You should
That
scan all of
explosion
them.
could have killed a fucking everyone, which is weird. They never scan anyone's head anyway. You got lucky. The laptop drive's fucked. We can't recover any of that stuff. This intelligence so far. I haven't seen any. But by the way, that's just a shout out to how dumb they are. He's not talking about the intelligence. He's like, you guys were fucking stupid.
Every line he has, I'm like, hell yeah.
Yep.
Man. I just want you to just
ripping
keep
them
talking.
apart.
Well,
we're
we
trying
had
to
a line
get,
about cookies and how like if you eat cookies, you gain weight. And look at me or
That was
whatever.
such a good line.
It was a very rock line.
he's got another line that I love where he's like, he was like, we've been trying to get this dude for a fucking long time. He's selling toxic. He's the guy that sold Toxic 5 to the Armenians, or I don't know. It wasn't the Armenians, but it's
Chimera.
He did this. He did this. He did this. We've been trying to get this guy's fucking invisible, and he's the invisible man. And I'm talking Wells, not Ellison, which I was like, okay, all right, you read some books because there was two invisible men. One was the actual
right.
when he goes invisible, and one was a cultural commentary on what it's like to be like race in America.
So
Anyway,
which one is he?
he was the he wanted to be. He was like, I'm talking to the sci-fi
invisible?
guy, not the
Orson
not the
Welles?
cultural. H.G. Wells.
H.G. Wells.
Yeah. Don't interrupt me when I'm at. Or he says. Then he asks another question, and the guy starts talking. He's like, "Don't interrupt me when I'm asking rhetorical questions." I love that.
good.
He's just handing these guys their asses.
He was so cool. He is so cool.
And then he's talking about. He was like, "Now I got to go tell Carrie Russell's parents that she died in a car crash on the 101 or whatever." And we see a shot of her in the morgue. And goddamn, those eyes haven't gotten any
No,
better.
man, that car crash
Somebody-
was brutal.
You think someone would take a couple toothpicks and just kind of put them right? You know, just put them
Nope,
right.
that's not what they. That's not. Jesus.
Like a joystick.
No, it's not. There's nothing scientific about that. Let's move on.
So then Ethan goes to the funeral, and we finally get a montage of why she's so important to him. We get a montage. Her training, him teaching her all these things, and we find out that she's the first person that he ever like approved for field duty. So it wasn't like it's not a sexual thing. It's more of like she's my mentor, and this is the first person I'm like, she's gonna be
I'm her
reflecting me.
mentor.
Yeah, I'm a mentor, and I'm putting
My
her on the
mentee.
field. A mentee, mentor, all that stuff. And then Luther's like, hey man, did you
You
bang her?
hitting that?
And then he's like, no, man, she was like my little sister. He's like, did you bang your little sister?
That was
I'm
like, fucked up
kinda
line.
weird.
I'm like, but I mean, like, but you
doesn't
gotta
say
ask.
no.
Like, did you fuck her? You know what I mean? And he's like, no, she was my mentor, and I put her out there.
No, he was her mentor.
She was,
yeah,
exactly.
We get it.
And then he's like, look, man, you can't. This whole situation's foobar. You can't get you can't get married. Like you're a fucking merc.
Yeah, dude.
And he's like, listen, Julia represents my life before all this shit started. I'm out of this shit, except I'm not really out of this shit. And they have that back and forth. And then Ethan gets a call about the hard drives, and guess what, motherfucker? It's Simon
Yeah, it is,
motherfucking
dude.
Pegg.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Let me tell
Love
you, let me
Simon
tell you
Pegg.
something about Simon Pegg, because this is an awesome fact. After the success of Shaun of the Dead in 2004, Simon Pegg was asked whether he was going to be pursuing a career in Hollywood, to which he laughed and replied, "Yeah, it's not like I'm going to be in Mission Impossible 3.
That's awesome. They probably got him. Sorry.
It's the
And
best.
Some ice. Also showed up as Scotty in all the Star Treks and fucking rocked that
Love
role.
it,
And
man.
he eventually started writing some of the Star Treks because he was like, I'm tired of these movies not being that great. Simon Pegg's like, listen, man, it was hard, but I got this shit because I'm dope. And I figured out that Owen Davian is going to be at a fundraiser in the Vatican, and he's trying to buy this thing called the Rabbit's Foot for $180 million. At which point I would have been like, I think you got all the information.
Yeah.
That's all the pertinent
Not much
information.
else you could have got.
Like, I don't think there's anything more you have to worry about. Like, you can probably stop.
We still don't know if Ethan banged his sister, but you know,
It doesn't
It's
matter.
not his sister. Let's just clarify that.
metaphorical.
And then he goes, what is the Rabbit's Foot? And Simon Pegg goes, I don't know. But for when things are getting sold for $180 million, I think about an old professor I had. And I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Interesting
here?
story,
And he
yeah.
goes, I had a professor that used to talk about the anti-God. Like the chemical, the thing that we're going to produce as a man that's going to end all life on the planet. And he goes, okay, is that what the rabbit's foot is? And he goes, no, I don't have any fucking idea. I just thought it was a cool story to tell you right now.
It's a great story.
And I'm like,
His character is
Simon
so
Pegg.
much fun.
good job, Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
Good job, Simon Pegg.
Not nearly enough of him in this one.
No, not nearly enough of it. In
Yeah,
this
I
one.
forgot about him after a while in this one until he comes up later.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh yeah, here, here.
Then we cut over to back to Ethan and Julia, and he's like, "Liz, this is the scene she's like, what the fuck is going on?" And she's like, "Am I ever gonna be able to know what's happening right now?" Like, and he's like, I just need you to trust me. Like, if you love me, you just got to trust me on this. I can't ever tell you what's going on. I may be murdering women across all of the United States, or I might just be cheating on you, or I don't know.
I'm an international spy.
I'm an international spy. Either way, I just need you to trust me. And she goes, I trust you. She's like, am I ever going to be able to understand this? He's like, no. She's like, but I trust you anyway. And she's like, tell me all this is real. And he's like, follow me. Like, she's like, I want to know that this is real. I want to know that we're going to, like, this is not just some weird fucking facsimile for you. And he's like, guess what? Follow me. And then we cut to what I thought was a very, very cute scene.
I liked it.
We're in the hospital. We grabbed the hospital preacher or whatever. What do they call him? The
last right guy.
The last right guy who's like, his job sucks.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. And
This is like the one moment of like
where he's
levity
like,
he
oh,
has.
shit, this is
Like,
awesome.
oh,
Yeah.
man.
and they cut over and they're in like the cafeteria and there's a couple people there and they're getting married and they've got these rings that I don't know where they got them from and it's cute and yeah, I take you, and it's a very endearing scene. We get the love theme that's playing and we're like, oh, a nice little moment for Ethan finally, you know. And I'm sure we'll get many more of these in the series later. And then they get married and man, they fuck.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah. Supply room.
Yeah, they do. Dude, just
Wow,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
She got that cruise missile.
shit, fucking Scud missile, you know, in her
Is it
Iraq.
kind of
Why
weird
did you
though?
have to do the same
It's just
joke he
if I
did,
just
but
say Cruise,
not
his
as
name is
good?
Tom Cruise.
Oh, I thought he had a Scud missile. He needed to insert his missile in her insurgency.
The same joke, but not as good.
Did anybody find it weird that he kind of like did this marriage thing to forget about his survivor's guilt with Carrie Russell?
No,
that's not
I
what that
totally
was.
got
That was
that.
not-
Ethan Hunt's relationships with any of these women. Where's Tandy
Yeah.
Newton? You know what I mean?
Yeah, where is
Like I
she?
said, you when you saw the end of Mission Impossible, you really think that was going to last?
No, that
They've
was
been together all
yeah.
told 2 days in Mission
And they
Impossible.
were in
2.
love, dude.
They
They
spent
were in
another
fucking
like
love,
month
man.
and a half together. Then he went back to IMF.
Yeah, he had to do his job.
Did that for a little while.
She's an
Then found
international
this girl.
art thief. They can't. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I thought
She's
it
like
was
still
she's
international.
Catwoman. You
Yeah.
can't do that. Yeah.
We're back to the team. Listen, tomorrow's the only time we can predict when Owen Davian's going to be. He's going to be at the Vatican. There's hundreds of cameras and shit. But guess what? We're not waiting for Morpheus to tell us what to do. We're going to hunt this
dude.
motherfucker
You
down.
got a
and take him
DHL
in.
truck.
I'm Morpheus. But we want him, and we also want the buyers. So we have to be very smart about this. We can't just kill the motherfucker. We need to figure out who his buyers are. We want to take down the whole network, right?
Yeah, man.
Then I get a flashback from my entire childhood. We're in Italy, and 2 people are screaming at each other in Italian.
Yeah.
And it is just like, oh man, I got to go back to therapy, right? Like, this is giving me lots of shock and awe from my childhood.
Just like home.
But we're near the Vatican. I thought this was a great scene, right? The truck,
Such
they're
a
screaming
cool
at each other.
scene, yeah.
Oh man, it goes over there, and Tom Cruise can't speak Italian for shit, but Jonathan Rhys-Meyers really good at Italian, really good. People in the back are screaming at him. Move your fucking car in Italian. Thank you, bud. Move the car, right? And he goes, don't forget the smoke bomb. They're like, don't forget the smoke. And he pops a little button, and the engine starts smoking, and he bounces out, and they're screaming. I love this scene. And then Tom Cruise shoots himself up, like runs up the wall real quick.
He
and
shoots
then,
the camera with that little.
that's right. He
yeah.
shoots the camera with
cool.
the dart, which I was like, hey, good job, man.
There was the moment before the mission starts where he's like, I just need 30 seconds. It's like, what is he going to do in 30 seconds?
Here's the
30
thing, man. This was the point in the movie where I was just like, it's slowing down a bit. I'm getting a little antsy, and I need something fun going
Yeah.
on because I'm not loving this.
Yeah.
The wedding stuff, and I'm like, I don't know about this.
Tim
he
hates
says that
weddings.
shit. The fucking song hits. He runs up the goddamn wall
just
and then
runs
does
up
the Mission
the-
Impossible drop, and I'm just like, oh yeah.
He does
got
it
me.
right this time, too.
Does it right. It's a great homage to the first one. And then he goes, boom, hits the fucking thing on, like unclips the thing, and all of his clothes rip off.
Yeah.
And they just get sucked
So
up into the
smooth,
thing.
dude.
And he
Fucking
goes,
cool.
hola. And the guy's like, hola. Like,
Yeah.
father, right?
Yeah.
Like, ciao, come
But I just thought we were gonna get a Humpty Dumpty had a great fall line. Like he said,
What is it
Humpty
with you? Why do you hate this Humpty Dumpty line
because
so
it
much?
Because it's
comes-
so fucking
it
weird.
makes no sense.
I didn't even catch
And he
it.
says
Yeah,
it to the
he
camera.
He says
and
it
it's
to the camera.
Who does?
Tom Cruise gets on top of the wall and he's doing his like camera thing where he's like
Yeah,
faking
putting
out
the
the
little-
He looks at the camera and goes, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
and that's
And
it.
then we thought like maybe when he drops down, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. No, just that line up there.
Well, that would be dumb.
Yeah.
On the wall line.
I didn't even catch that.
I didn't catch that line.
That line makes no sense. It just
I might have been like fucking cheering or something.
It just makes zero
Humpty Dumpty's on a
sense.
wall. Humpty Dumpty's on a wall.
Like when that line happened, I was like, okay, like we're still doing like really bad dialogue from fucking.
Either way, I love the part where the clothes just get sucked up and all of a sudden he's in costume. I was like, that is fucking boss. Then we cut back over the other side of the wall. Stupid little throwaway scene here, but I loved this, where he fixes it and he's like, oh, it's all fixed. And everyone that was super pissed at him before was like, it's okay. Like, I'm a man.
Italians, man. That's what they are.
We don't give a fuck. We're just, if you're pissed, we're pissed. If you're happy, we're happy. That's how it goes.
The last fact that I have is, as the production could do nothing about inquisitive crowds watching them while they were filming in Rome, they actually set up a phony second unit a little further away, hired several girls in bikinis and several older women dressed as nuns, and pretended to be filming takes for the film while the main unit got on with their business largely undisturbed.
Wow.
That's really cool.
That's
I
brilliant.
mean, that's like Mission Impossible.
They had understanding the Italian
they
people.
set up a
You know?
diversion and all this shit.
So we've got all the team coming in right now. We got Jonathan Rhys-Meyers back in the Vatican, sneaking around as a tourist. He's got my dad's old camera with the cool Minolta thing, and he's like, I'm going to shoot a tracer at the thing, and he shoots a tracer at the little sewer cover, so they know where it is. So Luther, who's down there in the water, cuts through the thing, and so everyone's going. I like this because we're getting
Always
like
moving
everyone's
parts,
moving,
yeah.
everyone's coming in different spots. But like, where's Maggie Q? And Maggie Q gets the dope job. Because she comes in a motherfucking Lambo,
Yeah, she
and it
does,
is
dude.
dope. It is like a fluorescent, iridescent
Orange, man.
Just
So
the
cool.
kind of thing that you go, I have to have so much money to buy this car that I'm only going to use it once. That's how ugly this color was. I'm just going to buy the car, use it once, throw it out. I don't care.
But also, I love
Baller.
that like Luther's on the field now.
Oh, he's in the field.
Like,
oh yeah.
You know, I expected him to be in a truck or in a car or some shit like that, kind of offside doing his old like hacking bullshit.
He's
but
hot Luther
But
now,
like
though.
seeing him in the sewer, I was like, all right, Luther's fucking seen some on-field action.
It's one of those things where Luther comes through the sewer, right? And then Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, like, I understand why they had to do what they had to do, right? Which is Jonathan Rhys-Meyers has to figure out like where the entrance is to the thing. Like he marks it, and then Luther comes from the other side and blows it up. And I
So
thought that was pretty
cool.
good. Like they have a like right.
That seemed like that would make a lot of noise, though.
It does. And then also, but like, why didn't Ethan just go with Luther? Why didn't they just go in the same way? They wind up in the same spot together.
Hey, you're right.
A little weird.
Yeah.
Right?
But
Luther's
it's
got all the
cooler,
shit.
though.
Like Luther had to carry all the shit, and you're like, well, you just got to go over a wall. I don't understand it. Anyway, Maggie Q comes in. Jonathan Rhys-Meyers walks out. He's like, mi collega, scusi. She's with me. And then he's like, okay, let her in. They go in together. She gets out, and fucking A. You know what I mean? Like, I'm normally not one to say this, but Jesus, she looks fantastic in red. Just
That
crushing
dress
it.
was
Fucking
insane.
Nick
There was
hates
so
red.
many parts, so many parts of that dress missing, but
No,
it
she
worked.
just like they have that great shot where the camera's like coming around the car as she walks out, and it's just glamorous and fucking gorgeous. And she walks in, and we see Owen Davian for the first time, and he just doesn't really like cufflinks. Just doesn't like cufflinks, which is something that I'm like, you know, a cufflink. You know, it's just he's open. He's a very open guy. I don't like this. But we see him, and she's like, I got him. I see him. He's like, you got to take some pictures of this motherfucker because we're finally going to show you the coolest piece of tech in all of Mission Impossible. So she comes in with a little compact, and she's taking pictures of his face, and we see Ving Rhames bring out this big ass case, and it's the thing that makes the masks.
Hell yeah.
And it's
So cool.
fucking cool.
It is very
And they
cool.
download the pictures of him, and it starts going. He hits a button. It's like, and it starts cutting the mask out of the plastic.
That's a really good noise. You're
Yeah, it was
making.
really cool. How they made the actual hair, I assume they just had that prepped.
They probably had another printer
I
they
love,
didn't
I
want to
love
show
when
you.
they
It
put
was
the
just
eyebrows on.
Yeah.
That scene lasted a little long of like
Well,
cutting back and forth from it, but I really liked when they ended with the scene of the mask getting put
Yeah.
on and the way that
So
the camera
cool.
moved. I'm like, this is a real.
That was
good.
really clever. And also, I would like to know what the CGI was that went into that, because it happened so like it felt super seamlessly.
There's a cut.
Yeah.
There's a
'Cause
cut in there.
I mean, there's that moment where you're like, okay, this is just Tom Cruise in a mask, and then it's like, oh wait, when is it changing over?
There's the moment
Like, they
where
do-
because he's like-
he
yeah,
goes
yeah,
to
he's
put
like
his
massaging
fingers
it.
on his eye.
Yeah.
and like that's where they do the final change. It's
really good.
really good.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Of
Well
course,
done.
he puts the little vocal thing on, but
Yeah.
they don't have his voice yet because I don't know what he sounds like. So that's an
Another
important
cool
point.
moment.
But he's like, Luther's like, listen, man, it's just we can't have this kind of life. I just got to tell you, I'm vehemently against you marrying her. Like, it's a terrible idea. Ethan, we're fucking like.
I'll be honest with you, I'm in love with you. Like,
Yeah, it's not
No, and he
really
was
fun.
like, I've had a couple relationships, and they don't last more than 2 years. and the other guy walks by.
Yeah, he's like, that's what he says. He's like 13 months or whatever it is. He's like, it never makes it past 2 years. It's different for me. And Ethan's like, it's different for me. He's like, listen, man, dishonesty poisons everything. And then he goes, I got to tell you something. He's like, no, let me get this out first. You can't, this is not going to work. It's going to be terrible. And he's like, we got married yesterday. And without skipping a beat, he goes, congratulations, man. And I love this because it's like two old friends.
Yeah.
And we're going to get a line later that I think is
Thanks.
the best line in the entire series.
Thanks.
We'll get to later. Of course, then Maggie, he was like, oh shit, this shit's going down right now. Like this shit's moving fast. He got a call. There's a briefcase. He's about to bounce. I got to do something. So she goes and like spills the thing on his, spills wine on him, and then starts speaking in Chinese. And he's like, it's okay, it's okay. The translator's talking. He's like, don't worry about it. It's all right. I'm gonna go. I always spill red wine on my white shirts or whatever. Kind of a fucking dick.
Yeah, he's a
Fuck you,
dick.
dude.
He's a
So,
bad
like,
fucking
fuck you.
person. Yeah.
But then he goes into the bathroom, and his giant ogre of a
Huge
bodyguard
man.
checks everything out. He's like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want you watching me while I clean this shit up. I'm gonna light a cigarette and just fucking take a second for myself. I'm Owen Davian. You know? Do you even understand what that fucking means?
I don't normally like this. This is good.
He took his tie off and he just was like, fuck, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette real quick. And he goes down, and when he comes back up, he's behind him.
Fucking
That would
cool.
freak me the fuck out, right?
Nothing scarier.
Holy shit, to see me, and I'd be like, are we gonna blow each other? And then, okay, so what? I don't know. Tom Cruise takes him down.
No,
right?
yeah,
And
I get it.
And he goes, puts a gun to his face and goes, read this. And it's a cool little card, and he starts reading. He's like, what the fuck is this? He's
But
like,
can you imagine? Can you just fucking imagine?
I would freak out. I'd be like, someone's taking my life.
Look at you and say, hey, gun to the face, read this.
I'd be like,
You
I'm
read,
bad at reading,
right?
man.
Let's hope it's not
I'm like,
that
have you heard my ad reads? They're terrible. They're hard. Reading's hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, this episode
that's
of Internet Explorers. Oh, I messed that up already.
Yeah, you sure
'cause
did.
I was making fun of you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. That was
Karma.
very
That's a
mean.
karma
That was
thing.
karma. I take it back. This episode of In Review is brought to you by Quip. Quip is
Look at all the crap you were talking. How the tables have turned.
These things happen.
This is
Take
like
your
a
time.
DJ in fucking Malta, man. This is turntables.
DJ
Tables
in
turned.
Malta.
Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of In Review is brought to you by Quip. One of the most important things we do for our health every day is brush our teeth, yet most of us don't do it properly. Your oral health is very important, and with a Quip electric toothbrush, sticking to good habits is simple. There's sensitive sonic vibrations for an effective clean that's gentle on your sensitive gums. A built-in 2-minute timer pulses every 30 seconds to remind you when to switch sides and help you to clean your whole mouth evenly. I've been using it for a whole long time. I got the limited edition black one, the black bristles. We looked at it yesterday on Internet Explorers.
So cool.
Very cool.
It's too
Barry,
cool.
you just got yours. How you feeling about it?
I love it, and I feel as cool as you.
Good. It's
You're
good.
not, though.
My mouth feels very evenly cleaned.
Rude.
Nick and Gia have been using theirs for a while. Love how easy and reliable it all is. I love the mount that it has. You can use it as the travel case.
so sleek looking.
It's sleek. It's just great. That's why we love Quip and why over 1 million happy, healthy mouths do too. Quip starts at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/KFMS right now, you can get your first refill pack for free. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/KFMS. Also, shout out to Mint Mobile. There's a lot of things in life that aren't right. Carpet in showers, eating dip with your fingers, chunky style milk, paying too much for your phone bill. That just ain't right. But thanks to Mint Mobile, you don't have to overpay for wireless anymore. With Mint Mobile, you can cut your wireless bill down to just $15 a month. They've reimagined wireless, making it easy and online only, which means they can pass significant savings directly to you. My mom made the switch over to Mint Mobile. It's going to save her over $1,000 a year, which is fantastic. You can use your own phone with the service. You can get a new phone. You can get a phone from Mint Mobile, and they just send you the plan. You put the SIM card in, and it just works. Super simple. With Mint Mobile, choose between plans with 3, 8, or 12 gigabytes of 4G LTE data and stop paying for unlimited data that you're never going to use. Every plan comes with unlimited nationwide talk and text, and if you're not 100% satisfied, Mint Mobile has you covered with their 7-day money-back guarantee. My mom's had hers for about a week now. She's called me every day, and the phone works. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month.
I know, every single person knows exactly what you're talking about right now.
To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/morning. That's mintmobile.com/morning. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month and get free shipping on your Mint Mobile plan at mintmobile.com/morning.
/morning.
Woo! Back to the plot. Say the lines. What is this? Just say the lines, dude. I got a gun to your head. I'm you. I'm scary. I'm freaking you out. So he finishes saying the rest of the lines. And meanwhile, the bodyguard outside's like, duh, I should probably do something. He's not back yet. Do something now. So he starts coming in. And they're like, oh, dude, and Mikey was like, bodyguard's coming back in. You got to do something. You got like 10. She's like, stalling.
Bodyguard.
Stall him. And he's like, she's like, I can't. It's too late. You got to do something. Reese Myers goes, crap. And it cuts because the vocal thing's not done yet. And Luther's like, oh, we need like 30 more seconds to process the vocal thing.
How do they knock him out?
Oh, the gun was a trank guard.
Oh,
gun. Sorry, I forgot that.
No. I was just like,
once
how
he
did that
finishes, he
happen?
goes,
Yeah.
"Pah,"
He
and just
shoots him, right?
And then the bodyguard comes in, and we get this great shot of Jonathan Rhys Myers. I hope I'm saying his name right, because otherwise people are going to be like, that's not how you say it.
Rhys
Davies.
Rhys Davies?
I don't know. It just
No, Rhys
sounds
Davies is the guy that played
It's
Lizard.
another guy.
He's holding him against the door, and Philip Seymour Hoffman's like, get away, like back up, but he's like, can't say. Starts thinking, I know, I'll cough. Because when I'm
Until it
coughing,
loads.
it confuses everyone. When someone coughs, you just want to get away from them, right? Because they probably have a disease of some sort.
Sure.
Starts coughing. He's like, 10 more seconds, 5 more seconds. We're ready. And he goes, I'm fine. But the first like couple syllables are like modulated. And it's really, really cool. He's like, get out of here. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. By the way, he sprayed himself down with the wine. So I guess that was the plan the entire time, was to spill wine on him. Comes back out. And she's like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like he's got the briefcase and Philip Seymour Hoffman's got now we've taken him through the catacombs and we're ready to rock and roll. And he goes, she's like, I'm so sorry. Like and the translator's like, oh, she says she's sorry. And she's like, hey, she wants to take you back to the hotel and bang you. And he's like, all right. She's like, well, I've got a great cleaning service in my hotel. And he goes, what are we gonna do
While I'm waiting
in your hotel shirtless? And it's
She's like, I'm gonna suck you
and
off.
she's like, we're gonna fucking
Andy.
have
We'll figure
hot
it out.
stuff.
Is I think what she says.
We'll figure it out. And he's
Yeah.
like, boom. And then, in a surprising move, and I would be like, something's up here. He's like, you guys stay back here. I'm going to go back to this totally random person's hotel who spilled wine on me, and we're going to have a sexual encounter. But I don't need my 2 bodyguards.
But
Also,
they're bad at their jobs, and that's
one of them was like,
it comes
"Can
back.
I take the briefcase?" And he was like, "Oh no, I'm keeping this bad boy on me."
Yeah, no, you don't need to take it. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
I don't think the translator did anything wrong in this case. You know,
No,
I feel like the translator didn't fuck up much.
I mean, obviously, like they out
Witted.
Slow it
goofed
down,
her.
dude. That's a lot
I
of.
know, I'm
Out-goofed
doing a lot.
her?
Yeah.
Well, what's the word I'm looking for?
Outwitted?
Yeah, they outwitted her. They out-strategized her on this one. But you know what?
Did they?
Also,
I don't think they did.
Yeah, I think
It's
that like.
but it's one of those things where it's like maybe, and this is what I always say.
She's
right?
a translator. She's not one of the bodyguards. Or
Yeah.
She's not like
No,
Central Intelligence.
They make
or
a
something.
point out of saying she's my translator and my head of security.
Yeah.
Later,
Oh.
which I always thought. Remember,
Got
Tim,
it.
when you
That
started
makes a lot
working on
more
IGN,
sense.
what did I tell you? You got to specialize. Okay, you want to be a host, just be a host. Don't try to be a host and a producer and an editor and a social guy, because jack of all trades, master at none. Right? And this is why
Ain't that the
you
truth,
let
yeah.
people specialize and don't. At this office, everyone has one job. That's all
Only
they do.
one.
Just one job. No one. If you're behind
so
the.
much.
It's not
Hey,
true.
hey, so
Long
much.
story short,
Very not
they get into the Lamborghini, and the cool center console comes up. And by the way, I love this line. I love this encounter. I think this is the best like moment in all of the Mission Impossible franchise, where the little center console comes up and Ving Rhames is down there, and Tom Cruise and Maggie Q look down like, "What's up?" And he looks up. He's like, "Nothing. What's up with you guys?" It's just a cute little clip. Yeah. And they're like, "Nothing." And that's it. Like, hey man, we're just
Mission's going
this
well.
is we're doing okay. Everything's good. You know. And so they drag all the bodies down in there, and she goes blow it. And she's like, it's such a pretty car. And he's like,
Yeah.
I know, but you got to do it. Boom, explodes. He's dead, and we're just automatically on a boat.
Yeah. Cool scene because you get the boat and then you see it in the background. There's just like a little thing of smoke from the car. I'm like, this is really tight.
Really cool. Then we're back on a plane, right? Mm-hmm. This is a great scene. We want to know who you're selling to. You're dead, man. We already killed you. Nobody knows you're alive. We killed you, man. You're dead. So you might as well just tell us everything about you, because we're gonna put you in a hole in Guantanamo Bay that you can't fucking crawl out of. And the guy's like,
Wait, I'm sorry. Quick question.
Yeah.
Weren't they trying to get the buyers in that meeting?
I think
Like, did they have to improvise?
I don't know.
Because I assume that they had to improvise when they're like, oh shit, it was there. Did you see who like left it? And the girl was like, no.
You're wrong.
Oh, I fell.
Okay. Makes sense.
There's more about it on my Instagram stories. That
That's
kind of
fair.
funny, Kevin.
I'll take a look at it.
Okay.
So I don't know. I have to assume that the plan was bigger than that. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But then when they got on the when shit went down or whatever, or when he got the case and was about to leave, they're like, we just gotta nab him. So they're gonna basically like interrogate him, and he goes, he's like, I'm not. Listen, motherfucker, you think you're the first person to get a hold of Owen Davian? I'm gonna have a cigarette. We're gonna break this down for a second. I'm fucking Owen Davian. Okay, you don't know who you're fucking with. You got someone? You got a wife, girlfriend, someone you love? I'm gonna find her.
What's your name?
I'm gonna make her hurt.
I'm gonna find her.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna fucking kill you in front of her.
Kind of talking like Buffalo Bill in this part.
I'm just over it as Owen Davian. Like, I'm over this.
He's
Like, you
so
don't know who the
cool
fuck
and
you
collected the whole time.
And then he
It's
goes,
horrifying. I love it.
Yeah.
and Tom Cruise is fine. Okay, threatens his wife. Ethan's fine. I don't really fucking care about Jules. You threaten Carrie. He's like, oh, what about that blonde? Is that blonde your friend? Remember when I blew up her head inside out? That wasn't even. That was fun. I was just having fun.
No, like here's the thing. Like he's threatening the wife and all that bullshit. And to Tom Cruise, it's like whatever. Like
People threaten that.
people threaten me all the time.
Yeah.
They threaten they're gonna find
Like,
my
we got
family
him.
or whatever.
He's not getting out of here.
Yeah, but
Right.
but this one is something that actually happened.
Salt in the wound.
Yeah, so
Meanwhile,
this is like,
yeah.
oh
shit.
okay, motherfucker, you
But
want to
before
dance?
we get to that, obviously Ethan's like, what is the rabbit foot? Who is your daddy and what does he do? What is the rabbit foot and what does it do? Right?
Who is your daddy? What does
Who
he
is
do?
your daddy and we're gonna play a game. Who is your daddy and what does he do for
What
a living?
fucked up video are you talking about?
kindergarten.
right now?
Kindergarten cop.
Oh,
Who's your
okay,
daddy and what is he?
yeah, yeah,
Where's it? He's
That's
like, and
terrible
then he goes,
Schwarzenegger impersonation.
you do Schwarzenegger if he's not yelling. It's impossible.
Who's your daddy?
Yeah, okay, you nailed it. You did a really good job. Who is your daddy and what does he do? Brings up Kerry Russell's character. Ethan fucking freaks out, right?
Yeah.
And at this point, you know that Ethan's lost. Because this whole thing is just a mind game. Owen's just trying to fuck with him and trying to figure out where's the buttons, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a physical guy. I don't.
Where
fuck
are the
people
chinks
up.
in the armor? I
Yeah.
want to find him. You know?
I'm a thinking man's villain here.
Yeah.
I've already beat you. If I can get an emotional response out of you, I can get something. I can learn something about you,
It's
right?
like trolls on the internet. you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Ethan is like, fuck this. And this guy's strapped to some sort of weird futon from IKEA.
giant crate.
Just a giant
looking
crate
thing,
futon to IKEA. And he's strapped multiple times with different straps.
You don't want him to get out, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is like if Kevin had to tie you down. He'd be like,
you're never getting out.
Get all the bungees.
You'll see.
Not just one. All the bungees, right? Opens up the cargo, like the cargo drop of this plane, and just throws his ass out.
Hell yeah, he does.
And this
It's
shit's terrifying.
awesome, man. It is terrifying. I love just little by little him cutting
just
it off.
cutting it
It's like,
off.
This is just great.
But also very well done by Philip Seymour Hoffman because he shows fear, but he also like keeps his shit together. And then Ving Rhames is like, Ethan, this is not us, right? Ethan, stop. This is not us. You can't kill this guy, even though that would have just ended the whole movie right there. Done. We don't need it. Pulls him back up, and Philip Seymour Hoffman, straight up like a fucking G, is like, yeah, that's what I thought, Ethan.
It's cool.
That's all I
know
need.
your
It's a
fucking
good
name. That's all I
moment.
needed.
I have a
Hell.
question. Real quick question.
What?
He gets a first name,
Yeah.
and then 2 hours later,
I mean-
knows everything
No,
about
because
him.
Musgraves was a bad guy.
Yeah, he
That's
doesn't
why.
need the first name.
He doesn't need the first
That was
name.
all for
It's
show.
all him just fucking with
It was
that.
still part of
Billy
his
credits the mall.
intimidation
It's
game.
bad. It doesn't. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. I missed
That's my bad.
a little key component here. At the funeral, by the way, he gets a call that Kerry Russell sent him some sort of letter. And he goes, gets a postcard, and there's a microdot on it, which is like old school Cold War technology. And Ving Rhames has to like try to figure out what's on it.
Like, there's no video on it.
Yeah, so they have to. I don't know.
Maybe
how.
it's magnetic.
Yeah, maybe I forget what the whole point of that was.
Could
but
be old school. Could
Yeah,
be,
could be old
it's
school.
cool. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
this like they show flashes that Ving Rhames really knows his shit. Like I love that sort of level of expertise.
He's
that
not
he
a
has.
hack.
Yeah, exactly. Uh-huh.
He's a real ass hacker, unlike that Simon Pegg. They land, and they've got the world's scariest villain, and they go, you know what we're gonna do? Just put him in a van with like 2-3 other guys. No other security
My
whatsoever.
dad lent me his Durango.
Yeah, we'll follow him just to make sure nothing happens, but it's gonna be cool. And what's up?
I mean, it was like a big old security armored.
They have like more than
Truck.
1 or 2 people. You know, they usually show the truck.
Yeah.
And then they
with
had like
a
in
whole
Dark
squad
Knight, they had the
inside.
truck, and then they had the squads that the Joker had to take out. You're like, that makes a little more sense.
Well, they showed the two. There was, I believe, 3 cars
Was there
in
3
total.
cars?
There was
Did
the
I just
armored
not watch
truck.
the scene close enough?
There's armor truck, 1 car in front, 1 car in back, and then it was Ethan's car in the
Yeah.
middle.
So man, they're
Yeah.
on
And how do they get rid of those? With fucking
Predator
missiles.
drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Predator drone. Super. What the fuck's going on, right? Predator drone. All of a sudden, we're upside down. We're on the bridge that I think is the same bridge from True Lies, but I'm not quite sure. And shit's going down, right? And this bridge has seen some shit because 10 years earlier, James Cameron blew the fucking thing up as well. Might be a different bridge. I don't know. We're upside down. The car's there, and Ethan's like, "Fuck! I gotta." Everyone gets out of the car, and for some reason, Luther decides instead of being a secret agent and stopping Owen Davian from escaping, I'm gonna go triage this woman over here that's hurt. Because her life clearly more important than the guy we've gone through hell and shit.
Don't leave me.
We literally offended God. We broke into God's home to steal it and blew up a fucking wall in his home to steal this guy. But I'll just take care of random pedestrian. Hey, go take care of her real quick,
I feel
Luther.
like that's been a consistent with them, where they're always like, "Hey, let's try to make sure nobody gets hurt that doesn't have to."
Right, exactly. But on this point, I'm like, maybe a couple casualties would be okay. Maybe she'll be fine.
was
Also,
in the armored
remember
truck,
when
he
he
could-
blindly shot a bunch of like machine guns into a building?
Yeah, killed a lot of just innocent
Well, it's a
people.
derelict warehouse.
It is a derelict warehouse.
It wasn't blind. It was full of bad guys. Like that's what you want
And
to
Ethan
blindly
Hunt.
shoot.
So
He was fine. He set him up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So before this, that's the whole point. So before everything goes to shit, Ving Rhames goes, "Hey, we finally decoded somehow the video, and it's a video of her, and he watches it, and it's her saying, listen, I decoded this call that Owen Davian did, and it went right to Brazel's office, who was Morpheus, who's Lawrence Fishburne. He's a bad guy." And at this point, I'd be like, "Oh shit, the head of the fucking IMF is a bad guy."
I should probably tell my
maybe some
dude.
shit was gonna. Oh man, we might be exposed. Boom, doesn't matter. Don't have time. Everyone's flipped upside down. They get out, they start shit, and then an attack helicopter comes up with dudes that are dressed fucking just so scary,
Yeah.
scary guys.
Why do they have those face masks on?
Because it's scary.
It's scary. It's
And they
intimidation
start firing,
tactic.
and he starts firing,
Gross.
and the Predator
Dude,
drone is coming back.
It looked so
and all sorts of
cool.
crazy shit.
It's like
And
when the
they-
airplanes, Kevin, had scary mouths on them back in the day. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? When they
When
had
they
scary
would
mouths
write
painted
teeth.
and eyes and
So you
stuff.
think that there was an
It's all
air
scare
shark coming?
tactics,
Yeah,
dude.
air sharks.
Luther's triaging the girl, and he goes, "Ethan, we got the T-46 in the truck." And Ethan's like, "You're right, we do have the T-46."
And whatever
Okay.
this is sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
sounds
like,
cool.
oh, this
Like-
is gonna be. This is exactly what we need in this movie
This is
right now.
a legendary weapon.
Yeah.
And then
Like,
we- yeah.
It really is, though.
Yeah, it's
oh my
It's
god.
pretty awesome. Except it does absolutely nothing. And then even we
Takes
get the
down the
cool
drone.
shot.
He-
What's up?
Oh no.
Oh, he takes down the fucking drone. Yeah, but then
That thing just destroys everything.
Wait,
with
he
the
shoots
exception
a
of the
drone
helicopter.
that's like half a mile out with this thing, and then looks and there's a helicopter. He goes, "I gotta jump a gorge first before I can shoot this helicopter because there's a
Another-
gorge between. I gotta jump the fucking Springfield Gorge, but I shoot the helicopter. The bullet can't go 15 feet. It doesn't matter.
I don't think I don't think they got him out yet. He was still in the
so
armored truck.
What had happened was, so he goes, "I'll go get the T-46," right? And he starts running, and we get the coolest shot, which was absolutely. Tim, I know what
The
you're asking.
trailer
Was
shot.
it used in the trailer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking used in the trailer.
Oh, yeah?
Are the physics a little off on this? I don't care. The missile goes down this way, and he gets blown this way,
Yeah.
which I guess is
Oh,
weird.
when he gets
Great
hit into the
shot.
car.
But gets hit in the car, which I thought was a cool scene.
such a
And it's
cool
like,
scene.
shit, keeps running, jumps in the thing. The car's about to fall off the thing. It doesn't matter. He gets the T-46, and it's a dope-ass gun. And he's putting this thing together, and the drone's coming at him. He puts it together, bah, 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 and just empties a clip into this
and it
fucking drone.
sounds way cooler than any gun you've ever heard. It just sounds like the future.
It is the future. The T-46.
It's a cool gun.
man.
I have no idea if it's T-46, by the way. I just
T-26.
wanna say
That sounds
it
alright.
sounds right.
But then
T-80I.
we get so he jumps the gorge, but before jumping, he throws the gun.
Yeah, which is cool.
Really cool.
Meanwhile, the attack team has reached the van. They've murked all these fucking guys, and they just
Foam.
come all over the side of this thing.
really bad CGI.
I thought it was.
I thought it was
real.
awesome.
Really?
I think it was real.
Oh, I thought it looked really weird.
'Cause
I had
this
a bunch
photo
of
It looked
shots.
weird, but it was cool.
I had a bunch of shots where, like, as it was panning around, it looked like the textures weren't right.
I think there's something off with the 4K stuff.
Yeah, I
think
It looks
so
cool
too. I
happening to
think
me
so
too,
too.
but I don't think it was CG.
It looks
Yeah.
cool to me, but I watched it on my 1080p. But,
And then it freezes the fucking wall, and they just break it.
no, I think I think it started
Melting
eating through
it,
the
yeah.
metal or something because it went, and then they just take but when in doubt, take the right tool for the right job. Baseball bat.
Hell yeah.
Bang.
Mark
Whole thing
McGuire.
falls out, and we get a dope ass shot of Philip Seymour Hoffman, still in like the evening gear, kind of Bond-esque. Helicopters going, everything, wind's going, and then he just comes out like a boss. They just help him out. He's like, "Fuck you, dude. You thought you were you. I'm you. Fuck
I'm
you."
you. Yeah.
Gets on the helicopter, and Ethan's like, "I guess I could shoot the helicopter now, but no, I got to jump the Springfield Gorge instead because that's more dramatic." Gets out, empties the clip, click, 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 and Philip Seymour Hoffman just fucking stares at him.
I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, feels good.
But not even that sort of staring. Just
No,
like
just
the
like,
I'm coming after
yeah, I'm
you
coming
and
after you,
everybody you know.
nasty.
I'm coming after you.
Yeah.
So we go, shit, this dude's free. He knows my name. I got to call Julia. I'll call the house. But fucking Stoney McBlowney answers. He's like, "Hey, man, what's up? Marin Paul, bitch." Do it, Andy.
Like, yo, bitch, where's my sister, bitch?
Right.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Where's my sister?" "Oh, I don't know, man. But some British dude showed up. And he was a total dude, and I don't know who he is, but I just told her, hey,
It's
man,
like
she
the
works
Queen,
at the
of,
hospital.
Queen of England, bitch.
Yeah.
You know, like
so I
something.
just told this random stranger where your sister works, or like where my sister works and your wife works. He's probably gonna go there. Cool. Calls the hospital. Get Julia, but she's showering and man, she's naked, so she can't be disturbed right now. But dude, this is an emergency. Get her. Doesn't matter. She walks out, encounters the British guy, and the British guy's like, "Hey, are you Julia?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Boop," and just puts
So creepy.
That
the
was such a
creepiest-
fucked up scene. Like, what's that? It's like, yeah, you're about to pass out.
Yeah,
It's like,
I'm gonna
oh
kill
no.
That was horrifying.
Yeah.
And I love that because they really thought, like, what is the scariest thing you could do to someone? Not like the chloroform, just a little bubble that I put on your arm that just knocks you out. And she's like, oh.
He was dressed like a cop, right? Or security?
Like an
Oh,
EMT.
EMT guy.
He looks like he could have been a villain in a Harry Potter movie. Like just a creepy
He
sort of.
looks like
real creepy.
very Bond villain-esque.
the
Coral?
no, never mind.
Okay. Cool.
And then in like the saddest fucking thing possible, Ethan gets into the hospital. Like, where is she? In East Wing. Runs over to the East Wing. And as he's coming in, the British guy is wheeling her body out. Did you
Yeah.
notice that?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
horrible.
I was like,
It's really
I
fucked
just turned around
up.
and got
Yeah,
it.
so close.
So close.
He looked like Filch. That's who I was gonna say.
Filch, gotcha. Oh yeah, yeah, the guy with the cat.
But like a really young Filch.
Yeah, I mean, he looks
Origin
like Filch.
story.
He doesn't look anything like Filch.
Is Filch Walter Frey?
Yes.
Oh.
Where the fuck is she? Where the fuck is she? She's gone, man. She's gone. And he's like, fuck. Walks out. Who does he walk into? IMF team, right? Hey, man. You are just running all sorts of amok. We gotta take you in. He's like, you don't really have to take me. You can just he's like,
Just tell me you didn't find me. Just
be
tell
cool.
me you didn't find
The
me.
guy's like, we can't, dude. Like, you're here. We
They're
have
watching
tasers.
us.
We're not gonna
Listen.
shoot you. We have tasers. And he's like, well, I don't want to get tased.
Yeah.
So he bolts and jumps. And another practical stunt that must have hurt. They tase him midair. He just fucking falls out of a car.
Well, also,
and it looks like hell.
right before this is when he gets the call. Before the IMF.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Where,
yeah.
where Philip Seymour Hoffman calls him?
Yeah.
Just to gloat.
Yeah.
Got him,
all-
motherfucker.
He's like, don't threaten me. Don't threaten me.
Yeah.
But
Like,
it's also to say, like, you have 48 hours.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
Right,
thank you.
right.
Thank you. So I got her. You got 48 hours. You got to get me the rabbit's foot.
look at your watch right the fuck
Get your
now.
watch right. Yeah. And he's like, you fucking harm me. He's
I
like,
saw
no.
you're wearing a watch, which is such
Yeah.
a cool line.
That's cool. And he's like, don't fucking threaten me.
Yeah,
dude.
don't try,
It's like,
dude.
don't act like a hard on when you're standing there in your underwear. You got no fucking leg to stand on here, buddy. Like, just go get the thing or I'm fucking nuking your chick. Bye. Click. But IMF grabs him, right? And this is a great scene because Lawrence Fishburne's like, I don't know what's going on here. We're not accusing you of anything, but we are going to strap you to a table and muzzle you. And he's like, we got to slow things way down here because we got a lot of loose ends here that Papa Morpheus wants some answers for. A lot of questions. You're not giving me so many answers. Granted, we muzzled your mouth, but either way, right? So you're going to stay in here for a while. Walks out. Musgrave walks in. He's like, Ethan, look at me. At least pay me the courtesy of looking at me. And then we get the payoff of the lip reading. Yeah. I'm so disappointed in you. And he's like, hey, I encountered your call. I know Davian's a bad guy. We're going to get you out of here. A little weird that you didn't tell Musgraves that, maybe, or Brassels that.
Did those subtitles pop up for you?
Yeah.
Okay, because I watched with subtitles and I wasn't sure if they were part of the movie or not.
Yeah.
They're definitely part of the
Okay.
movie. So he's mouthing him. He's like, I'm gonna put the team's ready. You got to go to Shanghai. Meet him in apartment 1406 and get this fucking rabbit's foot. Right at this point, I'm like, I would have mouthed back like blinked Morse code. Fucking tell the dude this so he can help me. Tell Brazzles this. Like, you know this shit. Doesn't matter. Puts a little knife in
Who's
his hand.
Brazzles?
Brazzles is Lawrence Fishburne's character.
But wasn't Lawrence
His name's
Fishburne?
Brazzles?
I call him Morpheus.
But wasn't he the guy that was implicated in?
Yes.
So
that's a good point. That's
yeah,
why I didn't
yeah,
tell him.
can't
That's
tell
why.
him.
Solid call. Solid
Yeah.
call. So Musgraves gives him a little knife. And he's like, go with God, right? And then Ethan just fucks up 4 dudes in an elevator. Just.
4 huge guys.
Wasn't
Like,
this
do
the-
you guys even
Yeah.
train?
Wasn't
You
this
know
the
what I mean? Do
porn?
you even work out, bro?
Wasn't this a porn title that we named in Captain America Winter Soldier? Like 4 dudes in an elevator or something like that?
He just fucks these guys up. Fucks him up with a phone. And then throws the phone at the alarm, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
And it sounds off and then pops up. And then Lawrence Fishburne's he goes like, hey, I want security teams on that. And then he hears his own voice come over the thing, which I don't know how he did this. I have no idea how he mimicked Lawrence Fishburne's voice, but we'll just go with it. He's like, lock down the building, and he's like, oh no, it's Hunt. He's impersonating you, and we can't get a transmission through on this line because he's holding down the thing.
I just assumed they
Oh
gave
my
him
God, it
a.
was so
Yeah,
good.
I also thought he had a neck thing.
He just had a neck thing. Whatever, he had a neck thing.
But
Great.
I love it. Holding it down and
Yeah.
putting it next to the fucking music.
In the Department of Transportation. Which was like, oh, he actually does work in the Department of Transportation. That was a cute little
Oh, I
like
didn't
callback.
notice
that.
Yeah, he pops up and there's pamphlets in the basement that he pops up.
yeah.
That's this Department of Transportation.
That's
and so he
awesome.
actually
I was wondering
like,
what those pamphlets were.
which makes sense because if he
Interesting.
works there, like, and anyone wanted to come meet you there, like that would be the cover. It was his cover.
Yeah.
And that was just a cover building, which I thought was cool. Runs out, puts it down by the song. I forget what song was playing, but it was good. And then
Is it We Are Family?
Yeah, We Are Family.
yeah,
So
bounces out.
good.
And
How
then-
did he keep the button pressed when he put it down?
I think he just like angled it to the point where it was there. I don't know. It was cute.
That was cool, and like, what a good way to jam their like system.
Yeah.
Because that should, in theory, totally work with the radio thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ethan's in Shanghai now, and man, that probably ate up a lot of his time because
That's a
it
long
takes
flight. That's
to
a
get to
long
Shanghai.
flight.
Yeah.
But we see him dressed up, and he's a commercial airline.
I would
too.
love for him
Well,
to
we
ask.
we see him buy the tickets.
Yeah,
with a
but-
different name
he's
and like fucking shit on his
I'm
face.
Johnny Ya, and she's like, I don't speak German. We'll just get you through this. You think he might have a better way to do that? Because that, like, what are you gonna wait 8 hours for the flight to take off?
I think he was speaking Cantonese or Mandarin because she was like, "Oh, Shanghai," and then he responded, and she was like,
No
"No,
way.
I think he was. I think he was a
speaking
German
in
guy.
German."
He was some weird
It,
ass
it was
shit,
like a
dude.
Swedish
He
sort
was either
of thing.
German
Yeah.
or Dutch or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
You have 48 hours. Like, well, how long's the flight?
I think it's like a 12-hour flight, and you gotta imagine.
Is
did
it
he just
after the
get-
flight time? Or
So he's so he gets to room 1406 in Shanghai and goes through. And this is what I like. This he's like, what the fuck's going on? He doesn't know what to expect because he didn't tell him the team's gonna be. It's just go there, you get a surprise, and we get a little bit of the like doo-doo-doo, like a
bongo
little hint of
action,
bongos,
man.
a little hint of the theme as he's going through, and then who comes to the door? The
team, baby.
right? Listen, man, I forgot how they had this, but. Oh, let's see. He's like, I got, there's no time. Luther comes to see with it. Musgrave's told us about Julia. We're here to help. The rabbit's foot. We know where the rabbit's foot is. Just like, how do you know this? We know it's at the top of that building. It's going to be really hard. There's motherfuckers everywhere. Security agents on the roof of the building. This is how much these guys take security fucking serious, right? And so Ethan goes over, and it's a cool scene where like he sees the buildings and he draws a little schematic
Oh my
on
God,
it,
on
and then
the
starts
window.
doing math.
one perfect shot.
And they're like, what are you doing? And Luther's like, that won't work. And then he looks and he goes, oh, that might work. And then what are you going to do? A fulcrum.
Fucking cool, man.
I'm gonna swing
that
over to
whole
the other
scene was
building.
So great.
And Luther's like, dude, this is not going to work. And Tom Cruise just says, let me break this down for you guys. I got 2 fucking hours before they kill my wife. This is going to work. We don't have another shot. We don't have another plan. You're either fucking in or you're out. And the whole team's like, motherfucker, we're in.
What an amazing job they did at building like suspense where it's like, hey, look, this is a dumb fucking plan. It's going to look really cool, but it's a dumb plan. We don't have any other options.
Yeah.
This is the plan we're going to go with.
I love
Yeah.
it. It is such
It's
a
do or
perfect,
die.
Yeah.
perfect
Yeah.
example of setup and payoff
Yep.
with an action scene
Yep.
where I feel like this franchise so far has struggled a lot with setting up the heist and making that part as cool as them doing it.
Right.
Because it is a lot of like, why are you showing me so much? Like, they do the show and tell,
Yeah.
and then they do the thing.
Yeah,
I'm
like the last
it's
time we
a
got
little
this, we literally had the bad guy narrating what was happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that was nice that we're
The
like,
drawing was fucking
we're
cool.
just gonna
and
do
then
a
you
quick
cut. Let's do it.
and we're on the fucking roof, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
And it-
one
yeah.
more quick question. What was in the briefcase in the Vatican? Was that money?
The
That
briefcase
wasn't
in
the
Vatican?
rabbit foot?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
It must have been money then, right?
I guess so that he could acquire the rabbit's foot was what I assumed.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we're on the rooftop, and guess what? Somebody brought some baseball shooters. What do they call Andy? You're a sports guy when you go to a batting cage and they shoot the baseballs
That's a
at you.
pitching machine.
Pitching machine. We got 2 pitching machines, and we're just fucking with these guys at this point on the rooftop.
really-
What's
really-
happening?
There's people in China that are just like, what the hell
fuck is
going on?
Why is it raining baseballs?
are just falling from the goddamn sky.
And I love it, right? I love that they're doing this. And then Ethan, he's like, dude, this is gonna work. He like sits him down and he gives it like Luther is the best man that you want when you're doubting whether or not you should get married. Because up until this point, he's like, listen, and they got a good callback. Because earlier he's like, I got your back, and Ethan's like, that's your job, right? And then Ethan on this, we get the reversal of that, where he's like, hey man, thanks for helping without that. Thanks for helping me out. Thanks for having my 6. And he goes, it's my job.
Hell
And it's not my job as like we're colleagues. I'm your boy.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. Here.
Yeah.
I got your fucking back. Now go get him. You got like
Luther's
10 seconds.
fucking awesome.
And he just jumps. And it's scary as shit. And he just jumps like 30 stories, and then it catches, and he swings. Man, you think the catch would have hurt him? Doesn't matter. Swings over.
It's a good harness. You got a
Swings
good
over
harness.
approximately 20 feet up in the air, and just
Broken
cuts
neck.
the fucking thing and lands on the glass.
Yeah.
And then
The
starts
landing on the
sliding.
glass looks so fucking
But as he's sliding, he's shooting the guards. Dope scene. Gets to the edge. He's like, he's gonna fall off. And just goes, bah. And we get a great moment with Tom Cruise where he stops himself. And he goes, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Like, just like that was a lot. That was a lot. But I'm okay. I'm okay. Like I'm gonna take a second. I know my wife's gonna die in
I
an
just
hour and a half, but-
accomplished a lot
Yeah.
right here.
just take a moment, right? And then Ethan goes in, and we think and this. I love this because we think we're gonna get the action scene from Mission Impossible 2. We don't. It cuts to the car.
Yeah.
And it's just Maggie Q. And it's Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, and they're nervous. And she's like, I'm gonna say a little prayer. And it's a prayer I used to when I was a kid. It's a prayer I used to say when my cat would, like, I'd lose my cat, and it would run away, and I'd want it to come back. And it's just a prayer for safety. And before she gets to say it, though, all hell breaks loose. I can't get to the fucking roof. Fuck it, watch out. Jumps out the 20-story building, pops a chute, so we don't get any of the action inside.
So good.
Because you know what? We don't give a fuck.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
Who cares?
That's not the big action piece. There's one coming,
Right. It jumps out, doesn't have enough time to pop the chute, pops it very last minute. It comes down, he's hanging upside down, and we see the rabbit's foot for the first time fall out. No, I'm sorry. That's not true. He pops it, the wind takes him, and he slams through a conference room. And he looks over, this is his janitor guy. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
But he picks it up, and we finally see what the rabbit's foot looks like, which is like a canister with a fucking...
Something in the
It
middle.
is
Secret
similar to like,
use.
oh, this is a problem.
This is a problem.
Yeah.
This is going to be a
Looking thing
thing,
of all
right?
time.
It's like a double container.
Yeah. And it's cool. And it's a moment. And you're like, oh, we're going to cut. Nope. Wind picks up, sucks him right the fuck back out, which I thought was cool. And then he gets hung upside down on a street lamp. And it's a folly of errors. And he grabs the thing right as a van's about to hit him. But it's not just a van, it's his van. It's his homie. They're like, get the fuck in, because the security guards are chasing us. Get in, shoot.
Practical effect, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
They
The car coming at him.
That was intense.
Why? Tom Cruise.
Because it's
Why?
awesome.
But
That's
it is
why.
It
awesome.
looked good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So he calls and he can't get a signal through, and it's got 5 seconds, and he calls and finally gets through. And Owen Davey, Philip Seymour Hoffman picks up and goes, dude, you got literally 5 seconds before I was about to ice this woman. Good for you. Meet me at this place. Come alone. Don't fuck around. Rule number 3, don't fuck with me. Okay. Now, at this point, you would think maybe guys like stay around the area. Don't get on a plane and fly back to America. But that's just what they do. Like, are you sure about this? It's like, I got no choice, man. Goes, they bounce, waits till dawn, and then the limo pulls up and they get in and he goes, drink the thing. And never drink the thing. But he drinks the
he
thing.
had no other option.
Drink it, no question.
No
Yeah.
questions, motherfucker.
And
Also,
that was
it's the
the
British
creepiest
guy.
scene.
At this point, he's going rogue, right? Like,
Well-
they don't make a big deal about it, but there's no way that like IMF would allow him to take this thing.
You would think, though, he would be like, just kind of stick back and help me. Like, maybe while I'm knocked out, you guys figure out where the fuck I am. Maybe put a tracker on me or something. But we get that Owen Davian's like, I'm not gonna stand for any of this bullshit. None of this bullshit. Tom Cruise
Get Luther the fuck
drinks
out
the
of here.
thing, gets loose, man. Let's party, right? Let's party, dog. Get out. Out. Black.
Has a weird sex dream.
Has a weird little another like, God, man, like I'm thinking about my wife, but am I really thinking about Carrie Russell here? Am I gonna fuck her dead body? Anyway,
Oh my
Jesus.
god!
Wakes up.
It was ambiguous,
it
guys.
was ambiguous. Wakes up and the squiggy guy's there. I forgot about the squiggy guy. He's a side character that was in the Derelict thing. I got a roof dropped on him, but he's back here and he broke his nose and he's pissed. And he shoots the fucking thing into Tom Cruise's head.
That looks so painful.
And then he passes out and then they wake him up with a shock and we're back at the very first scene.
Yeah.
Where's the rabbit's foot? I don't understand what you're talking about. I fucking gave you the rabbit's foot. But yada 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 yada. And then I'm gonna count to 10. And we see a little bit more.
cut to another scene.
What's that?
We
cut to Luther and them coming back and Morpheus being like, where the fuck were you guys? And he's like, well, dude, Ethan's out there somewhere. We just got on a plane because we needed a cocktail.
And also Morpheus, the other agent that was helping Ethan out.
He's like, I'd like that intel.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah.
I'll be in my
like,
office.
I'll be in my office. Yeah.
It's like, uh-oh. Morpheus
Which
is
at this
onto
point,
him.
yeah, but at this point, and that's an important scene because at this point you're like, Musgrave's kind of fucked up, and maybe he's onto him. We don't know what's going on. We're back in the room. Tell me where the episode is, and we get that gut wrenching scene again where he's like, he's like, listen, look at me, it's gonna be okay, and he looks and he's like, fucking, and great. I mean, Tom Cruise, great actor in this scene. Listen to me. I want to give you what you want. But you got to do the right thing. And he just goes 10, bam, and just like Tom Cruise is just
Broken.
beside him. He's broken at this point. He's just shocked. His wife is dead. He's fucking dead. You know, he's dead inside. He's fucking traumatized. And you're staring at the wife. And then I love this shot. A blurry person sits in front of him, and the camera rack focuses, and it's fucking almost famous. It's Musgrave's.
Yeah, it
and
is.
he's
God
like,
damn it.
and he's like, listen, man, sorry to put you through this, but we just had to verify whether or not that was real. We can't open the canister because this shit's so bad that if we need to verify that it's real, it's killing everyone. So we just had to really take your word for the fact that this thing is real. And how are we going to do that? Well, we had to put you through this and like fucking torture you, sadly. And he goes, don't fucking, and he goes, don't worry about it. And he goes to touch Jules, and he goes, don't you fucking touch her. Rips off the mask.
Dandy Newton.
And it's Thandy fucking Newton. And he's like, thank God, because that girl got a little crazy on me. She went a little like crazy ex-girlfriend
She
on me.
kept calling me. I was like, I got a wife.
She got me a gun rack. Let's just put it that way. Why did you buy me? I don't have a gun, let alone multiple guns to necessitate a gun rack.
Whose joke is that?
It's Wayne's World. This is not Jules at all. This is the head of security / translator. Again, this is why you specialize. One or the other. Don't do both.
Yeah,
hey, man, you might recognize her from the other scene. This is his head of security. She fucked up, and this is the punishment she had to pay. We strapped her to a chair and tortured her and then shot her in the fucking head. Jules is alive, man. And listen, what I need from you is I need to know if you decoded that message. Did it say anything about me? Did she buy that it was Brassels? Because I rerouted that call. That was me. I'm the bad guy, but did she buy that it's Brassels? Am I cooked? Basically, you need to let me know.
Am I compromising? I love this whole conversation.
Yeah, this was such an incredible moment because this got me. Where the whole time I was like, oh, it's Fishburne. That makes sense. Like he seems skeezy. But then it was like, no, it's this dude.
Yeah.
They did a great job with this whole.
And he goes, listen, I'll tell you everything you want to know, but you got to call Julia. I want to hear her voice. And he goes, she's still alive, man. If you listen, here's the deal. If you tell me the truth, she goes free. I kill you, but she lives. It's fine. He goes, call her. I want to know. Puts the phone there. What was the lake we met at? It was Lake Vatican. Great. Boom. I'm going to bite your motherfucking hand off.
Yeah.
He did that so well. He did that so
He's
well.
like, ah, shit. And then headbutts him, takes a pen out of his pocket, which I was like, how'd you know that was there? Because Ethan, that's why.
Yeah.
And then manages to pick the lock in like
all
5 seconds.
IMF agents have pens in that pocket.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Picks the
We
lock.
also get the bad guys like reasoning why he did it, right?
Which was what?
Like Star Wars. To make it change.
Oh, Owen Davian?
Yeah.
Democracy
No,
Oh, that's what it was.
no. It was Muskrat.
So the whole point of being
Muskrat.
a mole was that Musgrave was like, listen, Brassels, this guy doesn't fucking get it, okay?
And he's pissed off because like he got the job only because he's a black guy.
No,
You catch that line?
It was something like
he?
that, but
Yeah,
it was like,
he said he's like the poster child for affirmative action or some
it's
shit like that.
oh, guys.
It's like whoa.
Well, he's a bad
And
guy.
a
Fuck him.
racist.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that part, but you get the fact that I don't like this the way this guy's running this business. What we need to do is we need to work with Owen Davian, right? If you kill this guy, there's going to be another guy, another Invisible Man pop. It's stupid. What you got to do is instead of killing these guys, try to take them out. You work with them. We'll collaborate with them, right? And that's how America does it, right? That's how we do what we do. Tom Cruise, cool. I'm gonna just
Bite
nod
your
at you
hand.
until I can bite your fucking hand off and headbutt you and tie you up. Not a very good job tying up, by the way. Does not do a good job tying him up, but it doesn't matter. Calls. Who does he call? Simon
Ghostbusters.
motherfucking Pegg.
Simon
Great
Pegg.
scene here
Oh
where he's
my
like,
God.
I can't talk to you,
Pegg
man.
is I love him, man. I can't wait to get more of him.
Yeah, he goes, and you're having a conversation.
not.
He's like, I need you to track this number where it last called. They're holding my wife there. Stop fucking around. That's what the rabbit's foot is, right? And he goes, I can't help you, man. You're burned. Like, you're burned. And he's like, you're going to help me, Benji. Benji, fucking be cool. And Benji's like, fine, I'll do it. And he goes, and he has a great line where he's like, hold on a second. And the people walk by. He's like, oh, hold on one second. He gets all prim and proper for a second. Really cute. Goes, gives him the number. He goes, there, great. I've aided and abetted.
Yeah.
I'm dead. They're going to put me in prison. Like, totally starts freaking
Maybe we
out.
could share a cell together. Like,
And we can chill there. Great. Goes, listen, I need you to stand in line and I need you to guide me. And this is very important. The scene's great because this may or may not be the only time we get in one of these scenes. He's like, I need you to tell me where to get to. I don't have a fucking map in front of me. I'm on a Nokia phone. Tell me left, right, up, down. And he goes, okay, it's going to be like northwest, whatever,
A mile and a
500
half.
mile. And Tom Cruise, he exits the building and just
Runs.
in
The
a-
world's
in-
fastest
in the-
mile.
And it's
In the
this is
scariest
like
way.
the longest tracking shot ever. He just runs.
It's like his torso doesn't move at all, but all the extremities are just moving faster than you knew they could move.
the scene where he's on the rooftops reminded me so much of an Uncharted game where the cutscene ends and then the gameplay takes over. Like, because when he walks out of the door, like you see the vast, like sort of like all
the camera kinda
the roofs,
zooms
and
in.
it comes in. It's like, all right, now I'm playing. Like, fuck, gotta put my drink down. Shit.
So he's there. By the way, we skipped the part where he jumps out of the building. It's a practical stunt. Very, very cool.
Cool shit.
So he's yelling so high, like, excuse me, sorry. I love that. He's excusing himself as
Yeah.
he's fucking darting past people. Gets to the building and he says, hey, Benji goes, that's the building. You're in front of it. It's in a plus or minus degree of like 3 meters. She's in there. Or that's what the call originated was. So something's happening in there. And he busts in and it's 3 old dudes playing Mahjong. And I love this part because the guy's like, He just points back there.
One of
He's
them's
like,
a narc, dude. Not cool. I did not like this guy.
Cool
I was
Greg
like,
was
why
not
would he be narking on them?
Cool Greg does not approve.
He's like, these guys just can't. We're playing
What are
Mahjong
they
here,
doing
okay?
back
yeah.
So he goes back there, and who does he see? Julia. And there's 2 dudes there. And he's like, I gotta fuck these guys up. But it's been a long day. I'm a little off my game. Knocks over a whole tray of shit in this medical office. Important that it's a medical office because it's the one and only medical office that does not have a defibrillator. So these guys come in, and he just fucks these guys up. Shoots one of them. I forget how he takes them out, but he takes both guys out. Goes over and finds Julia. She's like, what in the literal fuck is happening right now? And he goes, I'll explain later. Oh, but I've got a headache first, right? And in walks Philip Seymour Hoffman. He's triggered the thing, and he's like, hey, man, remember that bomb I put in there? That shit didn't go away, right? And I'm just going to beat your ass for a while. Because I know I can't physically better you, but I am your mental, I'm better than you mentally. So I've outsmarted you, and I'm just going to kick your ass, right? And then he goes, you may remember I said I was going to kill you in front of her? I'm not, dude. I'm going to fucking kill her in front of you first. Make you watch. Make you fucking feel it. And Tom Cruise goes, perhaps you don't understand that I'm a black belt in fucking elbow fighting. And grabs his own head. First off, he takes him through a wall, right? Rock style. Fast 5 style. Right through the fucking wall. And then, guarding his own head so that Philip Seymour Hoffman can't cause more damage, just starts elbow fighting him.
Just beating the living
beating
shit
him with the
out of
fucking
him.
elbows, right? Just
Are
sort of
those
like-
legal moves in the UFC?
That is absolutely legal move.
Cool.
Absolutely legal
Yeah,
move.
he was going up elbow. If he had gone
I was
down
expecting-
elbow,
you can't
Nick
do
told me
down
this.
elbow.
You
No,
can't
no
do down
12 to
elbow.
6, no 12 to 6. He was
12 to
doing this.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Fuck me. This reminds me of The Dark Knight, but it was way cooler because in The Dark Knight, you're like, why is he fighting like that? That's
Yeah.
dumb. In this, makes sense, right?
Yeah, trying to keep his head from exploding.
Fucking blast double. Just blast double. right out the door. Blasts him into the street. Looks up, sees a van's coming full tilt, and just pulls him on top of him. And we just get that horrible quick shot of his eyes as the van's slamming into his fucking face.
That little toss up.
Yeah, just a little boop.
So violent, yet so minimal.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
great.
And then you don't see anything else except his shoe lands.
Yeah.
Terrifying,
That's
right?
great.
Ethan goes back in. He's like, listen, Julie, I'm going to explain all this shit to you. But I got a bomb in my head that's about to go off, and there's no defibrillator. So we're going to make one.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to fucking take a power line and hold on to this fucking thing. And you just throw it. You're going to kill me, but you're going to bring me back because you're awesome and you're a doctor, and I fucking trust you. And I love you very, very much. Before I do that, though, quick crash course on how a Beretta works. Okay?
Teach you how to use a gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you to use a gun real quick. Here's what I want you to do: point it, empty the fucking thing. Here's how you put the magazine back in, reload it, empty it again. Right? Cool. Oh, by the way, I love you. Right? You can do this.
So
I got you.
Such a good scene.
And then he tests the thing out by putting it in a bowl
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
like
that
a
works.
sponge
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, it works.
I always thought, by all this going on, I thought she was going to bring him back to life by shocking him again.
Yeah.
Kind of like
I
they
assumed as much.
initially were doing or whatever.
you would
but-
think-
No,
But I
because
don't know
she
if
has
this
to
is
hit
that.
the switch and somehow hold those on
Yeah,
him for
it
a second.
wouldn't work.
Wouldn't
got
work.
it.
Also, not an exact science. You're gonna fry his fucking heart with that thing.
That's true, yeah.
So he goes, cool.
She's firing dudes. Bah, bah, bah,
No, no,
bah, bah.
but before that, he pops it. He's got the tongue depressors in his mouth, and it's just so violent. Everything's so violent. So
really
pops it,
is.
snap, right? Just boom, dead.
Yeah.
But it nukes the thing in his head.
It's cool as hell.
And then Julia's on her own for a second here, and she starts hearing people come in. And who does she?
mirror shot.
The mirror shot. And she comes down, and she sees a mirror shot, and she's like, all right,
Jurassic
man,
Park, dude.
it's my turn. Retribution.
Yeah.
Just empties a clip in this motherfucker. Right?
Yeah.
Takes the clip out, reloads the gun. Who do we see? It's Billy Crudup. It's almost famous. Musgrave's caught up with him. He's got the fucking something, right? I think he has a rabbit's foot or something like that. But he
Yeah.
came back to kill everyone because he doesn't want anyone to know he's there.
Almost
and
dead.
she does the
Yeah,
cool
more
thing
like it.
where she like falls backward and shoots him a bunch of times, and he looks shocked. Like, how dare you
Yeah.
shoot me like that? You don't know how to use a gun. We did not establish in
I
this
almost
movie that
went
you
to
know how to
your
use a gun.
party.
I got you a nice gift, a nice Kodak camera.
Yeah.
He's dead. She starts CP compressions on Ethan. Starts bringing him back to life. Boom. Come on, Ethan. Don't fucking die on me. Boom, boom, boom. Great slow-mo moment. Music swells. Boom. And then he pops up. What does he do? He's not trying to fuck around. He's in it. Gun. Right. Pops the
He's
gun.
ready,
What's
man.
happening? Looks at the two bodies. He's like, did you do that?
Such
Cute.
a good moment.
Cute part, right?
Yeah.
Real cute part. He's like, I'm really proud of you. Really proud of you. They walk out, and she's like, I think you kind of have to start telling me what the fuck is up.
Yeah.
Because I just committed murder twice. I killed 2 people for you.
And that's when you kind of realize, like, this is a movie about a relationship and nothing about this fucking rabbit's
Yeah,
foot.
no, the rabbit's foot doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
It doesn't
But
matter.
that's also the moment where he's like, I work for this special force like team.
I love his line.
And she's like, oh, like what's it called? Impossible Mission Force? And she's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, she straight up laughs at him. Straight up laughs at him. That's not. What is that? That's stupid. She's like,
It
listen.
is.
It's so dumb.
She's like, he's like, I'm gonna tell you all this stuff, and she goes, listen, you can trust me, and that's a nice little reversal too of like when he asked her to trust him. Yeah. We cut over to Lawrence Fishburne, and he's like, hey man, you did a great job in there. Let's see. Oh yeah, here you go. Gives him a piece of paper. He's like, hopefully this will help a little bit. I don't know what was on the paper. Do you guys remember? I don't think I saw what was on the paper.
I
It was some
didn't
sort
see
of
this paper.
some sort of
Money, I hope.
reparation for them torturing him or whatever.
It was a little card that said thanks.
Yeah, just it was like a Hallmark card.
Hang
I
in
appreciate
there,
that.
kitty.
It was a gift for their party. Yeah.
Listen, man, I hope you don't quit because the White House has a great job for you. We really want you on this one, man. And he goes, I'll consider staying if you tell me what the rabbit's foot was. I think that's what I
No. He
Uh,
was just
what
like,
the
no, no, thank you.
No, he's like, I'm gonna go on vacation, and he goes, if you promise to stay, I'll tell you what the rabbit's foot is. And Tom Cruise goes, I don't fucking care. I'm gonna go on vacation. Now, a lot of people would think an employee that works this hard but goes on this many vacations, is he worth how much you're paying him?
Yeah.
I
That's a
gotta
discussion for
imagine
later
that
day.
like after every mission, there's a vacation.
Probably.
Like a
It's
good.
pretty hard on
Sure.
your body.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Yeah,
You're
mental.
falling
Go to
off.
Mar-a-Lago, go golfing.
But he's like, boy, dude, I don't have time for this conversation because the entire office is throwing me a goodbye party
Yeah.
for my honeymoon, and we're gonna just celebrate. And Luther's
She
there,
knows, but
and
it's
everyone's
okay.
there, and it's fine. And we're gonna just a little run out together, holding each other's hands, freeze frame. This movie's done, and we get the theme.
Yeah.
Bounce the bounce the bounce 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 the bounce. Great.
Yeah.
We're done.
Those last 30 seconds are so bad.
It's fucking
I didn't
weird.
mind it.
So
I think
bad.
it's fine.
I
It's
hate
weird.
when movies do this thing where it's like, oh shit, okay, so the bad guy's done. We gotta end.
I
We gotta
love
wrap
that-
up everything really quick
When
and
did they
real
date him
nice.
I love that they were all talking to his wife, like they all knew each other and were friends. This is the first time she's met any of them.
Well,
Is that true? Because
Yes.
didn't she know Kilgraves or Musgrave?
she didn't know
No,
Musgrave.
she
Okay,
didn't know
fine.
his life at all. So why would she know them?
Because but what I got from this scene, and granted it was fast,
Is he's letting her
is
in his
he's-
life.
He's finally letting her in on his life, and she's very happy to meet all these people. That's what I got. She was like,
the way they were
you're actually his coworkers. Like I'm actually learning who this guy is for the first time, and this is a good thing.
You're not
And I'm happy
coworkers
about
at a
it.
travel fucking whatever.
And also, she's probably just. I mean,
Department of
granted,
Travel.
she got tortured and had to kill 2 people. But let's be honest, she's probably just happy he's not fucking around on her. You know, like, oh, you're not
guess.
cheating on me? Cool, that's
great
fine.
because I was worried.
Oh, you kill people? But I mean, also kind of sexy, right? Because like you can fuck people up.
Yeah.
And women like guys that can fuck people up,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's why we're all macho and we all train. That's it. That's the end of this movie.
That's it.
No post-credit sequence.
No, none at all. It's time for Villain Impossible.
I forgot what the song
It's
is.
Ragu Bagu.
Dun 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 dun.
Villain.
Dun 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 dun.
Impossible. I got to pull out the list. Hold on.
Hey guys, welcome to
You have a
Villain
list? You have a
Impossible.
list.
I have the list here.
Right.
I'm your host, Kevin Coelho.
Yep.
I've got Nick Scarpino. I
Fuck
think
right now.
Andy's actually in on this.
I'm like the overseer.
You're like a consultant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So right now we have Jim Phelps and Sean Ambrose.
Right. Where
that
do we
right?
put...
Sean Ambrose.
I'm Sean Ambrose. Where do we put
Musgraves.
Owen Davian?
Oh, is it? Oh, you're right.
You got to put him at number 1.
He's got to be number
Yeah.
1, right?
Philip Seymour
Wait,
Hoffman.
wait,
great
is
character.
Musgraves at all included
Yeah.
in this thing?
We'll put
Oh, yeah.
Musgraves on
Okay,
it.
okay.
But mostly it's an Owen. Like Owen Davian is the antagonist for like 90%
You're right. You're
of the
totally
movie.
right.
And he's great.
Yeah.
What talk about
Put Musgravian.
yeah,
Well,
Musgrave.
I wrote Owen / Musgrave.
Okay.
Talk about hiring a great actor who brings an actual like depth to a pretty much just superficial role.
Fantastic.
That's my problem
acting.
with it though. Is like obviously he was great. He had a lot of great lines, a lot of great moments. But it's just like
There's
ultimately,
no like drive for what he was doing. Like
and I
there's
feel like there
Andy,
was
he's not part of
there
this.
was a lot of exposition
yeah, so
for
it's
his
okay.
bad
Just
guy
ignore him.
stuff,
Just
and
ignore
it
him.
like
Just ignore him.
sucked. It was just like all right, whatever. And that's just the problem I've had with these movies overall so far, where it's just like I don't care.
But
like
do
I
you-
feel like even with 2, the Chimera shit, I'm like, okay, at least this kind of makes sense. I hated it though. Not like that was bad.
Sure.
But I feel like this still doesn't do a good job. It's kind of like, oh, we have a bad guy. We have a team. We have a bad guy.
Well, he
you
was
have
just-
a relationship. And I don't like that every movie so far.
They're all
it's
super
just,
service level.
We're just going to just replace these characters with new characters that are the same characters.
Yeah, these Mission Impossible movies so far are about the protagonists, and the antagonists are just sort of a thing there that you don't care about what they're doing and why they're doing it.
They're a
necessarily, but I think Philip Seymour Hoffman did that sort of surface level thing better than any of them, and just in terms of performance.
Yeah, that's what I really liked about him. Right, is he was scary, and there are very few villains in action movies that you actually are like scared of. And in this one, you're like, this dude fucking gets it on a level that is terrifying. Like you know that if he says, I'm gonna fucking find the person you love and fucking hurt her, you know that he's gonna do that. You
That
actually
one
believe it. It's
scene-
believable.
Yeah, that
scene
scene
is
in the
great.
plane is like
The
probably
cat
the
and
best
mouse scene in
moment.
the plane
Yeah.
where Ethan's all brute force and this guy's like, dude, I'm a scalpel.
He just keeps interrupting him.
Yeah.
He's like, what is the what? I don't even know.
Yeah.
What is the rabbit's foot? What's your name? Do you have
your
a
name?
wife? You have a
You have a
girlfriend?
wife.
I love that.
I
It's
love
so
it.
good.
Dope.
Yeah, and
Even
you know,
afterwards when he
and
says
that's
the Ethan line.
But the other thing you're seeing here is, and you mentioned it earlier, like this really smacks of like Fast 4. You are seeing this is a transition movie from.
I said that off cam, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, just so people know.
Yeah. Sorry, you said it. Okay. That makes total sense, right? We're still defining the style of these movies.
Yeah.
We're still just kind of deciding that Mission Impossible is an action film. And this one's the first one. And from this point out, this is what the franchise is has evolved into.
And it definitely feels that way. And that's why I'm saying only so far, because it's I just really don't like that it feels like the villains are just totally disposable. The side, the team is totally disposable. And the love interest is totally disposable, because it makes it feel like none of it matters, because every single time you know that one of the people on the team are going to betray him and be a bad guy.
Or
Because so
die.
far, that keeps happening, right?
Yeah.
And it's just it just seems a little bit weird, but this does feel like kind of a reboot of the franchise,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna treat it that way.
And it's great. And I think at this point, Tom Cruise has actually kind of figured out what the Ethan Hunt character is. We figured out that we actually need to like the team and see the team and kind of get to know the team a little bit.
And we're getting some consistency with Luther in
Right.
there.
Ving Rhames
Other
coming back
randoms.
and them having, and that's the thing too, is what they're finding here is they're like, you know what people really like? What do people really like? Cool action sequences, witty back and forth between a team of people that we've gotten to know over a few movies. What does this sound like? You know what I mean? These are the things that people like. The end game of what is the MacGuffin really doesn't matter
At all.
It's, can you just put them in fun situations and let them have quippy comments, and then let Tom Cruise hang off the
Cool
side
action,
of a fucking
yeah.
building or a thing? And can we get close to a perfect action movie with some of these? And that's I think what this style of J.J. Abrams was able to do kind of defines the series going forward.
Yeah, I feel like it's facing the same issue that Fast and Furious does, where it's they had the first movie and then they go to Miami and it's well, fuck, now we have to make all that stuff kind of work in this world, and then Tokyo was involved and it's just but then eventually it took 4 as okay guys, we're gonna try to make it work, and then 5 was we fucking got
nailed
it.
We got the style.
Because with this it's why would they ever trust IMF ever? There's always a mole. There's always somebody fucking things up. I feel like the franchise with Mission Impossible 1 started fucking up IMF so bad that it's hard to believe in it.
Sure. But you also have to remember, Ethan goes rogue a lot. That's kind of what he does. You got to get used to him just kind of doing his own thing.
I get it. It's just then why do you keep going back? And we'll see. I
Because
definitely
they
can't
got
wait
resources
to go
and shit.
forward.
But yeah, I mean, that's the thing with
They gotta make
Ethan Hunt.
sequels.
There's a great line in the first one where Kittredge is what's he gonna do? Is he gonna go on the run? And you're you don't fucking know Ethan Hunt. He's not a defensive guy. He's an offensive guy. He's a self-starter. He's the kind of guy that if you think he's run, he's not. He's doing something. So we got to figure out what's going on with him. I think that defines his character. He's always gonna be the guy that says, oh, what, you're my boss and you say something that I don't like? Fuck you. I'm gonna go rogue and do my own thing because I believe my mission is right.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to do a little haiku in review.
7 syllables in the middle. You'll need 5 for the first and last line. If you're not poetic, no need to fret. Haikus don't need to rhyme. Haiku in review. Haiku in review. Everybody, now stop.
First off, we got Sean Bolin from Game Attack writing in, when my real dope boy, Ethan, slides next to the truck on the bridge. So sick.
I love that.
And it
Just a
was
big
so
run-off
sick, man.
sentence,
It
but I
was
love
fucking
it.
Sick, so sick. Blackjack's, nope, no. That's from Mission Impossible 2.
Do it anyway.
Jacek Kooks says, Hoffman counts to 10. Now the mission can begin. Race to save my friend.
Wow. I like that.
Very, very poetic.
Good.
Matt Rohrbeck says, Mission Impossible, no, he says, turning a corner. This is finally real good. Praise to BJJ.
Mm-hmm. Praise B2JJ, probably.
I think that's what he meant, but he definitely wrote to BJJ. Matt Rohrbeck also writes, here we go, baby. This isn't about MI. got Endgame tickets. Hell yeah, you did, man.
Yeah, that's what
Congratulations.
stuff. Yeah.
Justin Pruitt writes, Philip Seymour Hoffman. That's a lot of letters. This movie is great. Jay Pimentel says, Tom Cruise is great at running, climbing, and elbows. Can't forget the stunts.
Just can't.
Very true. And finally, Shane S. says, this film blew my mind. Luckily, Ethan's did not. Lindsey, not so much. You guys did good this week.
stuff,
That was
man.
good.
Yeah,
That was good.
Good job, y'all.
The current ranking of the Mission Impossible movies so far, number 1, we have Mission Impossible, and number 6, we have Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah.
Where do we put Mission Impossible 3?
I think this is a clear number 1.
I gotta agree with Andy
Yeah.
here. Clearly.
I think it is a
I would like to.
debatable.
Here's the thing.
number
I would
one.
like to listen to your argument for why number 1 might be better
Going into
before
this,
I render an opinion.
I was talking to Nick, and I was just like,
Because you brought up a good one, you're like, I think one's better. I was like,
I was like, it's good. It's not that it's better. I do definitely think that 3 is a better movie than 1. In the same way that Fast 4 is a better movie than Fast 1. But I still prefer it. I still think it's cool. Like, I like it more because I feel like it commits to something and nails it more. This feels like it's good. It's a good action movie. It's solid, but nothing made me like laugh or like be into it or like hyped like the helicopter chase in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Where I was like, this is a
Red
cool
light,
ass set piece.
green light.
Or like the iconic, like him coming down doing the thing, like that whole scene, the way they did, I was like, oh, this is really cool, and they committed to this vision. This is just, it's good. It's good, you know, but nothing about it's like screaming special to me. But going through this, I'm like, nah, I put 3 above 1.
You put 3 above 1?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
'Cause I would have gone
my
with you. We
vote.
could have deadlocked it because I would have like I do like 1 a
No,
lot.
it's not a deadlock. Barrett can vote.
I'm the 5th
Who's
vote.
Barrett?
Fuck off.
Kevin, Barrett's been dead for 17 years.
Oh, no, but it's like, it's one of those things where this is definitely a good movie. J.J. Abrams did a fantastic job, specifically for it being his directorial debut. But yeah, it's like this movie does a lot right. I love Simon Pegg, not enough of him. I loved Morpheus, enough of him.
Enough of him.
Yeah.
I loved his dialogue. The score was fantastic. And score is so important for action movies because it like sets the pace. The bridge scene was great. Kerry Russell's whole thing was cool. It's like there was a lot of cool stuff, but like I don't think there was anything in this movie that I'm like, that was fucking awesome.
But I just love that this sets up something for that Tom Cruise had to fight for. This is the first time that we saw him caring for. This is the first time we saw his real life and his job life sort of intertwine. And I just think it's really cool how that sort of dynamic between him not wanting his wife to know anything and eventually telling her everything. And then again, the ending scene kind of goofy, but I still thought the payoff
I thought it was
neat.
touching. Yeah, it worked for me. I can see why people would think that's cheesy, but for me it worked. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to the fact they just killed his parents off. We don't need them. You know, there was that scene where she's like,
Are they
"Mom and Dad
actually
are
dead?"
dead," and then when she met Ethan and his parents are dead too, I was like, "That's great." Oh, maybe they're not. I don't know. Maybe they're alive.
Yeah, but why would he lie to her?
I don't know. That was weird. But yeah, I'm with Andy. I think this is number 1.
Yeah.
So time to vote. Who thinks it's better than Mission Impossible 2? Raise your hand. We all raise our hand. Who thinks it's better than Mission Impossible 1? Raise your hand. We all raise our hand.
Wow. Unanimous.
Wow.
Unanimous.
The unanimous rankings of the Mission Impossible movies thus far. Number 1, Mission Impossible 3. Number 2, Mission Impossible. Number 6, Mission Impossible 2.
It's a bad movie.
Next week, we got Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Fuck numbers, baby. We don't need them. Where we're going?
Oh, we start getting real great titles
Directed
from
by
here.
Brad Bird.
Yeah.
Pretty stoked for
buddy.
this.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
okay.
was a movie that I saw in theaters with my dad and walked out so happy.
Yeah?
I'm so excited to see it.
Now, I need to ask this.
Yeah.
Is it the Fast 5 of the franchise?
No.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
I
we'll
don't
have
think so.
to- we'll
Really?
have to
I
stay
think
tuned.
so.
Is it?
Until
I
next
haven't watched
week.
it in a while.
This video will self-destruct in 5 seconds.